And we are live. What is up, everybody? Happy Labor's Day. Labor's
Day.
already starting off. As always, I'm Bill.
Steve.
And welcome to another shot podcast where most of our lives are open forum. We're starting to branch out. Things are getting a lot better for us, I feel. And apparently I'm getting a visitor already. Thank you. Much appreciated. This Labor Day has been, everybody's been kind of, the weekend was our time to play. And then today, we've basically been cleaning up around the house and getting ready for the big trip. So, let me turn that down just a little bit. And now I got my mic set up. I don't have to talk so loud. But yeah, this weekend has been us. Yesterday was my 17-year anniversary.
Holy fuck! Congratulations!
I posted it on Facebook, and I couldn't have said it best. She put up with me for 17 years. It is true proof that angels exist.
Patience exists.
Thank you. No, I'm not even getting a happy anniversary for this fucker either.
That is a happy anniversary?
Yeah, no, you just kind of ran with it.
Oh, well, that's a given.
So, anyways, yeah, went to Brantley. Well, you know what? Before we even get started, let's do our normal routine. First off, let's give a quick shout out to our boy Steve's Diesel Shop LLC. If you're seeing this picture, look this dude up on Facebook, Instagram. I'm sure he's on just about every streaming service you can find, or whatever social media. The number for him is 724-269-0477. If you own a diesel, you want to own a diesel, you're having a problem with a diesel, know somebody that has a problem, anything and all things that have to do with diesels, no Steve, not gasoline, diesel.
Okay. Somebody needs to love the diesel.
Make sure you give this dude a phone call. You'll get the sweetest girl in the world answering the phone. She'll put you on the phone with somebody that will solve all your diesel problems. That's our boy Steve. Steve's Diesel Shop LLC, Mercer County, surrounding county areas. Each time's a little different, but it still gets the point across. So, that being said, happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day.
Cheers. Why did that one go down so smooth? For me, anyways.
Yeah.
Normally they hit like bricks.
That did go down smooth. Got a different batch.
It's the same batch. Maybe we just need to let it breathe. I don't know either. So, if you guys see me stopping for a couple seconds, it is Labor Day, and I'm sure not everybody is getting on their phones to see this. So I'm sure we'll be messaging people, letting them know that, hey, we're live. So when you get a free chance, we are starting a little earlier tonight because a lot of us have early mornings to get started on. But lucky for you, yours isn't as early as most times.
No, but I don't know. After a little bit of a night of booze, and it feels pretty early.
Ugh. Do you consider what we do boozing?
Yeah. I mean,
people don't see what happens after the live goes over.
Yeah. I mean, we throw them back.
We've been known to.
Yeah.
So on that note, we're gonna make this an easy start. So football went into full swing this weekend.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
And I can honestly say, I'm teetering on the verge of, signing up for DraftKings and everything. And this would have been the perfect weekend for me because even though I had a slow start, I literally started off my predictions at, was it 0-3 or 0-4?
You weren't.
I was right on the cusp. I guess it would have depended on how I would have bet.
If you would have played the spreads, I think you would have been 2-3. But you went with the all-out winner, and I actually took your advice on the Notre Dame game, and I won some scratch.
Could
Took
you-
your bet, and I was like, hey, you know what? Fuck it. I'm tired of this motherfucker being right.
And you know what? You know
So
what's
I did. I'm like, that's it. I went against my
better judgment.
my better judgment.
That's probably why it worked. Maybe for me, because Saturday I went perfect. So I'm either at 500 or I am 3-4 right now.
Saturday was beautiful. Except for
Oh boy, yeah. But
Virginia Tech.
that one, even I told you on that one, and then the other one, oh man, I'm telling you,
heartbroken,
dude, it's hard. Vanderbilt's a weird team, in my opinion.
They're a bad team, but Virginia Tech, a lot of teams that I thought were going to be good, that are like perennially good, they are not going to be good this year, especially with the powerhouses. You were at the Brantley Gilbert concert last night.
Yes,
you didn't get to indulge in the LSU game,
but I saw as soon as I got home, I made sure to get on and check out all the highlights and stuff. Dude, I think I'm sure the show was better, but I missed out on a hell of a good game, and it just goes to show that it's a changing of the guards. I'm telling you, the SEC, they're still a powerhouse division, but they're not going to be the dominating anymore. And I'm telling you,
it became apparent to me that we lost so many good quarterbacks from college to this NFL draft, and it showed this weekend. It really showed that, especially from your big schools. I mean, Georgia was still Georgia, Alabama was still Alabama, Oregon was still Oregon.
But look who they played too. So they took their true scrub games.
Yeah. I mean, there were very few like highly competitive games, especially amongst the ranked. And even this weekend coming up, there's still very few. We don't get to see that until like the third week. We start getting divisional and conference, but I don't know.
I have yet to place a bet. Usually it's just among face to face, person to person. But I could see now why people get. I mean, my anxiety went through the roof, and I hadn't even placed a bet. And I could have, dude, that Notre Dame game, I would have been paid. And I tell you what, what was it the FAU game, the North Dakota State game, like all of those, like I mean, literally within the last minutes. And more so for me, it would have been my ego had they won. Just that opportunity to say, hey, I told you so, because, I've bragged a bunch of times. Usually my predictions are correct, but here's one prediction that I've been telling everybody, and you've got to admit, dude, these little schools, these smaller names, you can't sleep on them anymore.
Man, I was impressed by that North Dakota State team. Impressed. James Madison, another one coming back. They're impressive again. Man, some teams out of like Nevada and shit like that. Not Nevada, they're dog shit. But like these smaller schools, FCS teams, I don't know, man. The way some of these big names played, man. I'm looking at this Florida State game tonight, playing Boston College
already.
Yeah,
didn't they just play? Oh no, they played last weekend.
Florida State, they played last week in Ireland, and they lost to Georgia Tech by 3.
Hell of a good game.
However, Florida State is somehow still ranked number 10, playing against Boston College. So, in my opinion, Florida State needs to not lose to Boston College, and they need to blow them the hell out.
What is going on, Deb? I hope you have a good holiday too. Mine's been good. Yours?
It's been all right. It's been painful.
We're getting close to our ball games and barbecues, and now that football's kicking in, of course, as you can tell, this month for me alone is going to be absolutely insane. We're starting with we're gonna stray off our sports for a second, because I feel we definitely need to keep talking about this. Wednesday night, Victoria DeMar,
that's right,
screen queen, musician, has worked on. She was in the movie Deadpool. She's worked with Steven Seagal. Best known for her role as Batty Boop in Killjoy 3, and then the two subsequent, Killjoy Goes to Hell and Killjoy Psycho Circus. Working on a double. I hope you're talking about a drink, girl. But she's also in music world. She's collabed with DMX, and I believe his name's Mojo King Mojo out of Detroit.
I think it was Mojo King, yeah, Mojo King.
So we will be playing some of her stuff, but hope that's going to be Wednesday night. Should be at 7:00 if I'm not mistaken. I have to double check and look, but make sure you guys clear your calendar for that one because it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, check it out. And
what's really fun? I sent you that message last night. Saw another singer that I'm hoping they reply.
Oh yeah, that'd be great, man. The more the merrier, man. Let's talk about some people.
I went to as you mentioned, me and the wife for our anniversary went and saw Brantley Gilbert. And if you have not seen a Brantley Gilbert show, you need to punch yourself in the dick as many times as you can, because I tell you what, that man put on. You wouldn't have thought it was a country show, honestly. Like, it was not. But he's also considered that outlaw country type. So it almost turned into a metal show. It seemed like. I mean, there was pyro, the lights, like the crowd, the way they got into it, dude. It was phenomenal. And his opening act was Sadie Bass. Sadie Bass. Because I thought, oh, that's a cool play on the word, BASS. I'm thinking it's Sadie Bass, and she gets up and she's like, I'm Sadie Bass, Sadie like your dog, Bass like the fish. And I went, well, but she's out of Michigan and now makes her home in Nashville. And as soon as that show was over, I was immediately sending a message to her management and her, inviting her onto the show.
Nice.
So even when I'm out and about, I'm on the clock.
Yeah, we're always trying to get better, and we can always use your help by subscribing, and sharing on YouTube, Instagram, and here on Facebook. We're almost there. I think last time I checked, we were at 80, man. We get 100, man. We're doing things.
We're definitely getting close. We are definitely getting close.
We're doing things, man. At that hundo, especially there on Facebook, man, we can do some live stuff, man. We've done the ghost hunts, and we look to do more things like that. But we're going to require that 100 to take you, the viewers, with us.
And I think going to, once we get this where we need to be, actually running this on our Facebook page, in case you guys haven't noticed, if this is your first time on the show, I'm going to pre-warn you ahead of time. If you're easily offended and you hate the word fuck,
I love the word fuck,
you might want to change channels.
It's going to be a point where the word fuck, you know how many people I hear say it?
Dude, you hear kids saying it.
Oh yeah.
It might as well be in the dictionary at this point. So we are very raw. You're going to see a lot of alcohol drinking. You're going to hear a lot of curse words. We'll go ahead and say that. But this is not for the faint of heart. This is not for the easily offended.
We're on here to talk some shit.
Big time.
Real fucking world shit.
Two friends at a bar, having a drink and a conversation.
Did you ever hear you'll see like a little old lady or something like that, or someone you would not expect the word fuck to come out of their mouth, and then they say it? Oh, I'm like, it like makes my day. I'm like, oh my God, I would never expect you to say. She's like, what, fuck? She's like, fuck this, fuck that. And I'm like, holy wow. It's great. That shit makes my day.
And that's what makes going to our actual Facebook page that we have created so much better, because we'll be streaming through that as opposed to, because I know you've got a mixed bunch on your Facebook, but
yeah, we're still only allotted to use our own personal pages to stream this on until we hit our 100. So
yeah,
help us get that 100, guys. Please subscribe. Thank you.
You brought up a little interesting point. Do you remember All Stars Friday night? And right before I started, and she even commented her age afterwards, 60 years old, and she goes over and plays. I saw her go over to the jukebox. She asked how long it would be before I started. I said I started at 9, so on and so forth. I need the link still. Okay, we got you, girl. We'll make sure you get it. Sorry, I thought one of us had sent it last time. And she played Crossroads by Bone Thugs.
I know, right?
That was like the entire bar just kind of like stopped and looked.
I bet she cusses like a sailor.
That dude, she was awesome.
But that's fucking Bone Thugs.
I mean, let alone that it's Bone Thugs. It was hip hop. The fact that she played hip hop in that particular type, you know, they were on the cusp of being gangster rap. I'm going to take care of Miss Debbie Moore real fast because she needs the link. So I will send this to you right now on your Facebook Messenger. Provided.
Yeah, we encourage everybody to jump in the chat, man. You know, we don't want to talk about us all the time. We want to talk about what you guys got on your mind, man. You guys got any questions, comments, or concerns about literally anything? Let's shoot the shit about this. I am down.
I am with you 100%. That's why we try and let everybody know that this is open mic, so to say.
Yeah, jump in chat. I don't know if you can do it anonymously. I think you do it anonymously through YouTube, but Facebook, I do think your
well, I'm noticing another thing.
Your credentials.
Deb, I just sent them to your messenger, so if you want to go ahead and check that out.
Yeah,
I thought I had friended this poor girl. My bad. Oh, no, I didn't. Problem solved. You know, as much as I love, you know, we cut our teeth on YouTube, enjoyed the hell out of it. And then just to reach out, that's why we went to our personal. We still have people that do get on YouTube, which that apparently is the best way to comment. When we send the link to join us face to face, we always post it on, you know, it goes right to YouTube. So I found something out that there's been a few people that have got on our YouTube, got on our live, and was sending messages, and somehow, some way, you're very welcome, girl. The messages weren't coming through. So I don't know if it's us.
It's probably us.
I'm going to have to say it's us for the simple fact that we are absolute idiots when it comes to this.
Yes. Well, I'm social media deficient. It's terrible. I can swipe left. I can swipe right. I can do monkey stuff, but
dude, you can hit place bet.
Yeah, I can hit place bet. Yeah. I can hit place bet. I can do the easy stuff. I can friend, unfriend, but
block.
That should took me like two years to figure out. They're like, well, you won't block me. I'm like, I don't know how.
Leave it to the woman to blame the man for something going wrong. I had to pick on Deb.
I know.
That one fired her up a little bit. You know, that one kind of like, you want to play that game?
Yeah.
What is that like? I've never seen you get like a nervous laugh before like that.
Yeah. No, my blocking game's gotten stronger over the years. It has. But talking about bad words. There is one that what about a name? I'm gonna ask you because I had one happen, I don't know, within the last couple weeks or so. A word that I thought is not okay to call somebody.
You started it.
Yeah. Not okay to call somebody. Like, yeah, and like I am Captain Curse Word. Like I approve all curse words in this message. But there was one that like, well, there's two. There's I'm not gonna say it because I don't say it, the C word.
Yeah.
You know where I'm going with that. There's that one, which
I try to avoid the C word. Behind closed doors, I'm not gonna lie, that is one I say.
It happens.
But I mean, trust me, there are, and I will go this route. there's both men and women that just are perfect examples of that word.
Yeah,
Honestly.
and like it's I don't know. I feel like in 10 years it's gonna be like fuck. It'll be acceptable. You know what I mean? But what about the word faggot?
Ugh.
That came out the other day, and I feel like I find that to be a gross word, and even a grosser name. Like if I was gay, and you call me gay, I'm like, all right, fine, I'm gay. You know what I mean? Or a queer. Yeah, I mean, when you start getting into the gay community, I mean, I think things become a little bit more offensive. I don't know because I'm not.
Well, there's also the difference between, like, I mean, there is a difference between racial and prejudice words.
Yeah.
Both of them they've been taboo from day one, dude. I mean, it's just, I don't know. What's getting harder though is when it comes to prejudice words, it's almost like they change day to day. Like one day somebody's not getting offended by it, the next day somebody is getting offended by it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's really hard to what's right and wrong anymore when with what you say. I mean, there are certain ones that are taboo, and I can agree with that 100%. But it's hard. I don't know. Prejudice words are
I mean, it's
they can literally go both ways.
like going on the situation.
No pun
maybe
intended.
It's appropriate. I mean, but I mean, there's you don't say some things to some people. You just don't. It's like common courtesy, because some people may be offended and some won't. So I take that risk. You know what I mean? The N word, you don't say it. Like, you
Yeah,
just don't say it. Like this is common knowledge. We learned this shit the first time we get our ass beat.
Did you just hear that explosion outside? That was bizarre.
It's Labor Day. Someone's celebrating not going to work. Like, you just don't say that. And I think faggot is kind of, to me, that's in that category. And like, I don't know, man. I just thought it was ultra abrasive. I just wanted to see what everybody else thought about it. So feel free to chime in and let me know, because it's been irking me. It's been bugging me.
I will show this to you, buddy. It is now 100%. It is 100% confirmed.
Right.
7 p.m. Wednesday night, guys. Bring your A game. Sorry, I got that message, and kind of has to do with the show still. Just had to kind of throw that out there. The N word, I do not use. I don't even like using it in a joking way. I don't even like using it behind closed doors. I've always felt that was one that, like, I mean, it doesn't even sound good to start with. I mean, it's just there's no.
I don't even like it in rap songs.
Did you ever try and do a rap song with that? How many times have you ever bleeped yourself?
Yeah.
It's one of those.
I don't know, man. I think this,
but it's also to the point where when you think about it,
it's just nasty.
Like, I mean, there's so many racial words that I don't know. It's even on these websites. I love watching. There is a group out there. They do what they call dark humor. They never use the racial words, but their meanings, their jokes. I mean, they teeter, but they're trying to bring the humor back in everybody and quit being so serious about anything and everything like this. And we were talking about last time, like in comedy, the roasts on Comedy Central and stuff. Dude, those guys are cutthroat.
Oh yeah.
And what's funny is they'll say that stuff, but then turn around and they'll play the race card when they're talking about politics. It's just hypocrisy. I think hypocrisy is worse than like racial slurs all day long.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just in the company you keep. But like you as a married white male.
Right?
Is there any word I could possibly call you that you would become offended by?
Hmm. I can honestly say
Yeah, I could try a few. Let me try a few.
I've been, hey, believe it or not, I've had what they refer to the hard R word thrown at me. Now, granted, this was, let's see, we're 94 to 30 years ago. And I just started school. I'm not going to say where, but it was a Southern school. And because I was wearing basketball jerseys, football jerseys, I had long hair. They referred to me as the hard R.
Really?
And it stung. I'm not gonna lie, it stings. But today,
I'd call you Dungeons and Dragons. That's what I'd call you.
today, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think somebody could call me something, but if I was gay and somebody called me a faggot, I think I'd be upset.
I can agree with that.
If I was black and somebody dropped the hard R on me, I'd be upset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But gay people can probably call gay people that, and like it's funny. You know what I mean? Because they're joking, and that's why I think black people call black people it because it's joking because they don't mean it. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think they do mean it, but I've also had
I got someone on here watching right now, right? That would probably be able to give me a great opinion of it. Yeah, DM me, man, or slide me a private text if you don't want to jump on here live, man. But if you do, man, I encourage it, man, 100%, man. I just feel like the word faggot is the worst word that you could say to a gay person or not gay person. I don't know. So somebody called somebody that the other day, and I heard it, and it just totally pissed me off. Man. It absolutely pissed me off.
We got one that actually, yeah. See, I mean, any word that is, I don't think it should matter whether it's a racial word, a prejudice word. It's a word used to attack, to demean, to instigate. Let's say a guy that's in a wheelchair. If you go up and you start picking on him, calling him a cripple. I mean, even though cripple all day long. I mean,
kill you.
It's just
I will lose my shit.
I think it's more so it's how you're using these words more so than what their title refers to. But as always, it's just my opinion.
I just think it says a lot about the person saying it, spraying it. You know what I mean? I think they're no better. I think. I don't know.
I had to
stop talking about because it's just gonna piss me off. But
what happens then?
Then I start cussing. Then I start cussing. It just that just got under my skin. I just wanted to share and ask everyone's opinion on that.
My favorite one. I'm going to start talking about particular people since we brought up the subject. So it's happened now multiple times. You're not always going to get along with everybody.
No.
But
if you are, you're faking it.
The fun part, like me and you will rip on each other all day long. And there are times that I'm going to have to call you out a little bit. You are being a bit instigative, but I call you out because I am known for it myself. That being said, when you first walk up to somebody, you have friends. I've got friends that'll do this. The first thing they do is they come over and they'll flip you off from a distance, but then they immediately come over and they'll like high five you, hug you, buy you a drink, something. Say hey, And I guess what I'm really trying to say, if you've seen the movie Gran Torino, when he's trying to teach that young man how men talk to each other, that's the point I'm trying to get. Whereas, you know, you walk in, flip your buddy off, but then you go over and you high five and say hi. I am associated with somebody that it's gotten to the point now where that's all they do. They're just, you know, they're just flipping you off. It's one smart ass comment after another.
Oh, yeah.
There is no civil conversation anymore. It's just, and they start coming off as I'm better than you, or there's times where he comes off as, you know, you're in my yard, you know, kind of like how a dog will piss on a hydrant. And
Yeah, get bent, buddy.
you know, I'm to the point now where I'm ready to absolutely just kind of lose my shit the next time I see this individual. If he still acts like this, he's actually been on here a couple times, and he, you know, I asked, you know, how's come you never joined? You watch, you know, we got this going on, and he said no. I said, but I've seen you on it, and he goes, well, it's your buddy. I said, well, what's wrong with my buddy? And I didn't get it. Yeah, I didn't get a response.
This bitch.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm like, so well, what's your problem? You know, because we leave this open to everybody. If you don't like what we got to say, you know, we challenge you to come on here and tell us. If you see us out and about, tell us face to face why. You know, we constantly say we love criticism more so than the good stuff, because that tells us, well, maybe we can go a different direction. It's one thing when one person says it, but if you get multiple people saying it, you know, that's why we say we like the criticism. It kind of lets us know which way to go, what to talk about, what not to talk about. You know, it kind of guides everybody.
We all agreed this shit would be boring.
But this individual would not give me a response, and then every time I've tried, I mean, it's just one shot after another, after another, after another, after another with him anymore, and it's another shot. But it's to the point now where it's almost like he's instigating, where he's, you know, I'm better than you at everything, and you know, it's almost like he's upset that I'm now in this friend group. So I don't know. You know, I've heard a lot of stuff about him outside of, you know. So, and I'm talking about one person in particular right now, but I'm also gonna say he's not the only one I know like this. You know, these guys are the fakers. They're the hypocrites. They're the, you know, the ones that they're friendly to your face, but I guess what you know, the church would refer to as the wolf in sheep's clothing, though.
I refer to him as dickbags, backstabbers,
Two-faced,
small towners.
So I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I mean, you're more than welcome to come on here and say, for the most part, whatever you want. You know, we've already touched on it. You know, we try to avoid, you know, certain stuff because we're not looking to offend.
Everyone's opinion matters.
But everyone's opinions matter. We do like the shock value, you know.
And I'm a firm believer, like, if it's your opinion, it's not wrong. Your facts might be wrong, but if it's your opinion, that shit is right. Because it's your opinion. You own that. You know what I mean? You're entitled to your own opinion. We're entitled to ours. Let's share them.
Like, we've actually got somebody on here right now, enjoying the hell out of Miss Deb talking. She's really
what's called a pussy?
I'm looking. I think let's see. We got into it. I quit. I think all the words. Oh, okay. Those. Okay. Yeah. That's a good way. I mean, you know, at least have the balls to tell me to my face what you honestly think. Don't talk around it. Don't, because it, like I said, I mean, there's only so much I'm gonna take before I finally give you my opinion, and we'll see how well you take it.
I was coaching a bunch of the Pee-wees one year, a few years ago. They're like 5, 6, 7, and 8. I mean, depending on your skill level, they're probably like 5, 6, 7, and 8. But they were playing so bad. They were playing way beneath what they should, and I feel like football is kind of like an intense sport, and if you play soft, you're gonna get hurt. I was so mad at these kids, so mad at them, and I was just trying to motivate them. They looked down, they looked defeated, and I did call them a bunch of pussies. And fucking the referee walked by at the same time. I'm in the huddle screaming at this kid. I'm like, "Stop playing like a bunch of pussies," and he's like, "Seriously?" I was like, I didn't get flagged or nothing like that, but the kid stepped it up, man. I mean, message received.
You know, I got a lot of respect for you guys that did that, you know, the midget league coaching. Because before we moved up here, I got to be a coach for a little while. And one of the first things I found out was, and it wasn't the dads, it was the moms that were the worst.
Oh my God.
And I don't know how many times, and these were people that I used to refer to as friends and so on and so forth, coming over telling me, my son needs to be at this position. My son's not, you know, getting to do this. My son, you're going to do that. And then they'd also turn around and say, well, I'll just take them off the team.
I know. I would have given their husbands pads to go home with. I'm like, sir, can you please grab your wife? Holy smokes. Women are passionate about their baby boys getting hurt, man. I don't understand. I'm not a mom, but I see it.
There's the thing, you know, I'm not going to put if I know for a fact the kid doesn't like to hit, or that he is only, I'm just going to throw this out there. Let's say he's only 50 pounds.
Yeah.
And my son needs to be a linebacker.
Your son will die.
First off, I'm not going to put your kid in a position to where I know for a fact he's going to get hurt. Number two, I also watch during practice. Just because you want him on the team, if he's one of those ones that wants to constantly, I need to sit down and take a break, I don't want to do that. Or if he takes a bump and starts crying, that makes it hard for me to want to put him in there.
You can't do it. You can't, because you find an alternative route, or you start him slower. Bring him up, bring him up through the ranks.
Deb, I love you to death. I'm gonna have to post this one. I just asked that you whoop mine in shape.
I've
more moms needed to say that.
I've called your child pussy on more than one occasion. That's for sure.
So I mean, like I said, I've got a lot of respect for anybody that has to coach anything less than junior high. She asked, did it help him?
Yeah. I called him a little bitch, and he stopped playing like a little bitch. Started playing well.
Like me, my wife did not want my son to play sports. She's one of those ones that is very protective, does not like to see him get hurt, does not want to see him get hurt, or anybody get hurt for that matter. But I was one of my kids. Like, I mean, I was probably harder on him than you guys. And it's because not that I wanted him to be the best, but I wanted him to be the best that he could be. You know, if he went out there and just could not do it, as long as he got out there and gave it his all, didn't make a whole bunch of excuses, didn't whine and cry every time, you know, he got bumped, scraped, bruised, you know. And I'm still like that today. I mean, he's going into his senior year. He's going to be a wrestler, and, you know, he's focusing mainly on wrestling, and, you know, he's also going to be one of the staples for the team this year. And, you know, there's a difference between being hard on your son and being rough with your son. Being hard on him is trying to get him to where he needs to go to help him to succeed. Being rough on him is just going to, you know, you're either trying to live vicariously through him, or you want him to be something that just sometimes they can't physically be.
Yeah.
And it's more demoralizing when you're rough on him than when you're hard on him. Again, my opinion, and I ask, you know, your guys' opinion of that, but I think being hard on my son is why he's gotten to where he needs to be and doing the stuff that he's doing.
I like to prepare him for all the things, good and bad. Yeah, at least expose them to a little bit of everything. Here's a taste of this. It's like going to a buffet of life. You go out there and you show them all the things on the buffet of life. Say, all right, put a little bit of this on your plate, a little bit of everything. Try it. Well, that looks disgusting, but you might like it. Or, oh man, that looks good. You might not like it. Well, that's got sugar in it. It might be bad for you. You know what I mean? It's like you lead your kids to this buffet of life, let them taste it. And if they like it and if they start putting more on their plate, they go back up for seconds or thirds, then you go ahead and you encourage them, take them to that kind of restaurant. And, it doesn't have to be a buffet every time.
But here's the fun thing. And this is something I'm notorious for. You have to give them that room to breathe too, to back off. And,
oh yeah,
there are things they're going to have to learn on their own. So, I mean, it's just,
and that's the hardest thing for me to do is backing off and like watching them make the wrong decisions or like start fucking up. It's like, oh god, no, you just kind of want to grab and be like, no, come back here, but you kind of need to let them experience those minor failures and setbacks. That's tough for me to do. I'm still working on that, and I'll probably be working on it till my kids are 50.
I am. There's one thing that I do stand behind, and we have a limited amount of time with them. We have up until the age of 18, because once they hit 18, especially today, I mean, once they hit 18, there's not a whole lot we can do after that. No. All we can do is give them the tools, show them which way to go, and, to the best that we can, put them on the right path.
Yeah. Just,
Go
I
ahead.
don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I have an 18-year-old. I don't know. I'm figuring this stuff out daily.
Mine's going to be 18 in December.
I'm figuring this stuff out every day. Every day is a new adventure, but it will never change how much I love my kids.
Oh, definite. Definite. That doesn't mean you have to back off. Even after the age of 18, you're always going to try and be there for them. But, and this is one thing I'm going to be interested in seeing what happens when mine turns 18. If I'm going to if I'm going to live up to what I say here, I'm going to stand behind him, but it'll be to the point, in my opinion, that once you're 18, I've already done everything I can do for you. I've shown you the path. Now it's up to you to walk that path. So if she, whichever, goes out and decides they're gonna get into drugs, they're gonna, I'm gonna push the boundaries. Now they're in trouble and they're in jail. I think I'm going to stand by you on part of it, where I'm going to give you one get out of jail free card, but after that, there's only so much I'm going to do.
I don't know.
My biggest fear is actually sitting in that courtroom, watching watching him take the repercussions of something he's done.
Oh yeah. I've done it. My father has watched me do it several times, man. He told me, he's like, man, that was the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
Ooh, here's a good one. Miss Deb's on fire tonight. Sad thing is, we always feel like we fail no matter what we do. And I think that speaks volumes because, first off, we don't want to see our kids fail.
Right.
Number two, we don't want to feel like failures as parents. But that being said,
the good thing is when they're young, they're not failures. They might be setbacks.
I like that.
Because, things can be altered, things can be changed. And you know what? Maybe my thought is like, man, maybe I could have done something different. Maybe I could have done something more. But, I can maybe shit all day. I can whatever the fuck I want. But the one thing I can do is change. Make changes, to stop that setback from happening again, to stop that failure again, to do something in the better direction. Nobody's perfect. We're all going to make mistakes. We all better fuck up. We're all going to continue fucking up as long as we don't keep doing it, and we just make a change. That's all it is. Change.
I've said it before. What's the definition of of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting different results.
Yeah.
And I think, especially today, I think one of the hardest things for parents to do is say no. Sometimes you finally have to just put your foot down and say, maybe that's the old school in me. I know my dad, has told me no. My mom's told me no. My stepdad, we had a horrible relationship, but he told me no. And I think a lot of parents today are afraid to tell their kids no. And then here's the other thing. We know, I think what plays into that is the fact that if we tell them no, in our thoughts, well, they're going to go out and do it anyways. So I might as well say yes. So you tell them no, they go out and do it. There needs to be repercussions. Yeah. And I mean, and you need to stand behind that.
Yeah, because if you don't, it's only hurting them. Because they're gonna grow up, because the world is a fucking cold fucking place. And in the real world, there are repercussions. There are punishments. There are penalties. There are fines. Kids need to understand this when they're growing up, because if they grow up without these things, without the repercussions, whatever they might be, it's going to hit them twofold when they get hit in the real world with them, because it's going to come. They're going to come. You can't get away with fucking murder. You can't get away with everything. It's not how the world works.
She gave us the 100.
So, and you know what? We might not have the answers to all their problems. My answers for my kids come from my past experiences. And I'm like, you know what, guys? I'm like, I have done a lot of things right, but I have done way more things fucking wrong. And I learned from them, which makes me a small to wiser Gandalf. You know what I mean? Like
Gandalf the Gray Bush.
Yeah, Gandalf the Gray Bush. But it makes me smarter, wiser. So it's easy for me to, give them advice on my fuck ups, not my successes. There are way more fuck ups than successes, but they're going to get in their own fuck ups that you're not going to have the answer for. And you're not going to have the answer for, but you can keep trying to find those.
And I'm about to post this comment because I had to do this for a friend of mine when I moved back to Tennessee for the third time. So I got a phone call one night. Buddy of mine that I had just recently started hanging out with again was in jail. And everybody got together, and there was two of them. They both got arrested. And they got the money together. And you know what the best part about this is, on a side note? The one calling me and messaging was his wife. So what everybody did was they put all their money together. They got the other guy out first and came to me to get my buddy out of jail.
God damn.
And I told him that night that it was a one and done deal, that I wasn't going to do this because I didn't want involved in, that wasn't my thing. So I tell you this story because Miss Deb here told the kids, I will bail you out one time and one time only. You will learn from your mistakes. Okay. So, a good example, I did it with a friend. You can do it with your kids. There's no reason to say, you get one get out of jail free card and that's it.
That is correct.
That being said, though, we had to, I guess even that could be a little bit objective, because what are they in jail for?
Man, I'll tell you, man, even my kids killed somebody, I'd still love them to pieces. But, you were wrong. And, I would probably shoulder a lot of that blame, saying that I had done something wrong. It's on me, but I would never stop loving them. And I don't know.
Oh, I'll never stop loving my kids either.
I'm not telling
nobody.
No manslaughter for my children. No.
You know, I thought it was funny how you brought up you'd use the, don't go on, the stuff that I've done that was right. Go on the stuff that I've done that is wrong. Um, I actually use that, and I was actually interviewing. Oh, I say interviewing. I'm doing a wedding here coming up, and I use the quote because I had to tell them I've had one bad experience doing the DJ. I actually had a bridezilla, a 100% bridezilla.
This bitch.
It was an absolute nightmare. It was my very first wedding. And no, it was my second. The first one was simple. Like, I mean, super simple. It did happen finally, which I think when you do the side stuff that I do, this is bound to happen. So I'm telling them this story, and I use it now. If you've ever seen the movie The Wolf of Wall Street, he uses a line in it where he says, I ask you to judge me on my losses, not my wins, because I have so few losses. So when you say, judge me on this, not because of this, I like that. And I use that. And I think a lot of people need to kind of sit back. Love that movie. There she is, Miss Sarah. This is the soon to be bride. Welcome to the show. This is my co-host over here that I said will be coming out and helping us next weekend. This is my muscle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if everybody was like this couple, dude, I'd never have a bad wedding again. Ever, ever, ever.
She's no bridezilla.
No.
Sarah Steiner is good.
Like, she is flat. I mean, she gave me lists, times, and what's funny is, like, she gave me a list of stuff, and she even said there are ideas. She literally gave me everything that you've seen me play a million times, like on the regular. This is going to be fun. I'm super stoked about it. Like, I cleared my entire weekend for this one. So yeah, welcome to the show. We're gaining traction. Like I've told you before, girl, this is open forum. So if there's something you want to talk about, if you got an anecdote, anything, I'm sure your Labor Day has been just as much fun as everybody else's. How is that going? Huh. We gotta. What don't you give us here? Cool.
Is that an eggplant?
I think she's giving us hand claps. Yeah, congrats. Looking forward to working with you guys. Can't wait for this. Well, I hope I have labored on Labor Day and I just got off. Well, my fun was over the weekend too. Today was the day that, more, I'm not gonna lie, more so my wife, and son got out there, and, he got out there, he mowed the lawn, trimmed. Wife's been inside, sweating her ass off, trying to get the house set up.
I tried.
It wasn't a vacation day for us.
No, I tried working today in the most fucked up shit. I was like, man, I'm gonna be productive and work around the house and we'll work outside, right? I went outside on the front porch, right? And apparently have a hornet's nest under my porch. So a couple of these little fuckers, they came up and they fucking just bang, 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 stung me in the leg. So I jerked real quick. And when I jerked real quick, I threw my back out. So there I am, like hunched over, 6'9", crippling to the front door, trying to like get away from the swarm. Oh my God. It was so bad, man. I was done for the day. I was like, well, there goes productivity, man. Give me a heating pad. Terrible, man. Getting old fucking blows. I can't even get away from a nest of hornets. I could have died out there. If it was My Girl, if it was the movie My Girl, I would have died on porch. Would have been bad. So I tried to labor and I couldn't. I got unlabored by a back.
I've noticed there is one person that I forgot to message and let her know that we were going on, and she has been our she's one of the ones that's joined our little
sister love,
the little sis. So we will show this out here real quick. Guess I could have, you know what, I should have held off on that for a second, and you know, but yeah,
I did notice today though, like, and I noticed it every year, it gets worse and worse, or better and better. I don't know how you want to see it, but Labor Day when I was growing up, everything was shut the fuck down except for like maybe gas stations. I even think like McDonald's might have been closed. Now everything's open. I saw Amazon driving today. I was like, God damn, they don't get you guys a day off. You know what I mean? I went to Walmart, full swing. You know, I mean, it's a great day if you know you're one of the ones who get paid to not go to work. You know, I mean, that's probably about the best thing that comes from Labor Day. I mean, you know, you get together and stuff like that, celebrate not going to work. But there are a lot of people, you know, healthcare workers. Pretty much everybody still goes to work unless like it is a real skeleton crew at some places. You know what I mean? But the wheels of life still have to turn. So,
I think on that note, mom's in the house.
What's up, babe? I call your mom babe all day.
Thanks. We've hit that mark. Go ahead and pour us a shot, brother. I think it's time for our first intermission.
Yeah. Yep. Since I got stung by wasps, my bat's all fucked up.
Yeah, well, we'll get that all solved out. And then after this, we're gonna open it up, guys. If you haven't checked us out on YouTube yet, we like to invite everybody on here live to talk face to face. You know, it's not co-host, just kind of get on here. We, you know, it's just much fun as it is to talk to you guys with the messages. It's 20 times more fun to do this live and in person. So if you get the opportunity, check out our YouTube. I will be posting the link here shortly to join us live. I might even be able to send some of you guys through Messenger. So let us know if you want to join us on here. But on that note, we are going to take our first break of the evening. And my sister has introduced us to somebody that we are actually going to try and be in contact with. He is a country singer. So we are going to play a song while we kind of regroup and get ready. So, like I said, he is, let's see, his name is Frank Ray. Somebody Else's Whiskey. Guys, we'll be right back. Cheers. Here's to everybody.
We both knew it was coming, but we put it off. Then she woke up this morning, said we need to have a talk. Said she met some guy the other night, thinks he might be the one. I tried not to look happy as we were packing her things into her trunk. As she pulled out, I was smiling, thinking now she's drinking somebody else's whiskey on somebody else's tab, riding shotgun to some other poor SOB's crew cab, talking somebody else's ear off. She ain't my problem no more. She's drinking somebody else's whiskey, so I'm just gonna sit here and pour me a tall one and raise it up high. Here's to a real damn good goodbye. but I kinda feel sorry for him. Yeah, I wish him well and hope like hell that old boy's made it green. 'Cause his brand new honey and his drinking money sure ain't gonna be cheap. Yeah, tonight it ain't on me. She's drinking somebody else's whiskey on somebody else's tab. Riding shotgun in some other poor SOB's crew cab. Talking somebody else's ear off. She ain't my problem no more. She's drinking somebody else's whiskey. So I'm just gonna sit here and pour me a tall one and raise it up high. Here's to a real damn good goodbye. Yeah, goodbye. So here's to them, and here's to me, and here's to a night of peace and quiet, with twice as much to drink. 'Cause she's drinking somebody else's whiskey on somebody else's tab. Riding shotgun with some other poor SOB's crew cab. Talking somebody else's ear off. She ain't my problem no more. Drinking somebody else's whiskey. So I'm just gonna sit here and pour me a tall one and raise it up high. Here's to a real damn good goodbye. See ya, honey. Goodbye. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right.
Ew. I like that. That wasn't bad at all. Frank Ray. Let's see what we got here. Welcome back, everybody. It's always good to take that little break in between and try and get stuff reorganized and going again. If you guys are just joining us, we are Another Shot podcast. Our lives are most of the time open forum. What do I say? What do I mean open? Most of the time it is open forum, guys. We want everything goes. We want to talk to you guys, get to know you.
Bring you guys on screen, even if it's only just a few minutes, man. We'll drop the link here if you guys want to jump in, get on screen, and talk some shit. Heavily encouraged.
But you know what? We got one telling us they're listening to us at work too, so we must be doing so. I'm glad. It's awesome to hear stuff like that, guys. I'm glad we're able to entertain you guys, and like I said, we strive. That's mainly what we want to do, is just have fun, entertain. Yeah, there's some aspirations for the future, but either way, I mean, we've been having a blast doing this, and you guys have really you've made it fun, honestly. So it is that time of the night where I am going to go ahead and I'm going to post this. This is where we invite everybody to join us live on here. I've now sent the link. And as usual, it says it's on YouTube only. It must be something to do with Facebook. I'm telling you.
Yeah, we probably need that hundo, man.
Yeah, possible. But when you think about it, though, we've got, between the two of us, we got over 1,000 on our Facebooks. So I don't know. Yeah, we posted the link. Feel free to join us. I'm more than willing to send it however you guys would like to. But all that being said, I kind of touched on this a little bit last time. And I'm not going to lie, it still stings today. We're going to be a little more lighthearted. I got the opportunity. I took the opportunity to take my oldest. Both of us, we went with open minds. The previews made it look like it would be really good. Everything would be awesome, be fun. And I'm telling you right now, this movie absolutely shit the bed. And yes, I am again talking about The Crow, the reboot. Now, I'm all for reboots because obviously Hollywood, for the most part, has zero imagination anymore. They either need to try and do continuations, or they have to try and reboot stuff from the greatest decade that we've ever had. My Trump impersonation. It's the greatest decade in the history of the world. The greatest decade.
That's not bad.
Thank you. And that would be the 80s. And I had such high hopes for this movie. It's one of the very few times I almost walked out. And it was my curiosity, is this going to get any better? And literally the last 30 minutes of the movie was the best part. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to go back and look, but I tell you what, I don't think there's been a bigger flop in quite some time than this one. So, I don't know. I don't know if you guys have got to see it. That was definitely one they needed to have left alone. Could not believe, and I don't say, I'm such a movie geek. I could not believe that I had to actually say it. This movie absolutely, I don't recommend anybody watching it. I can't endorse it in any way, shape, or form. But I don't know.
I think I was able to share the link in my Facebook. So if you'd like to click on that and get on, please indulge. You'll see it in the comments.
Okay. Hopefully that works out.
We'll see. I doubt it, but
But now I say that to try and kind of open things up a little bit, and it's not just movies, it's music. Like we've hit on that before. Today's music absolutely sucks.
terrible.
The very few movies. I do look forward to the new Beetlejuice coming out.
Is Johnny Depp in that? No, that's
no. Michael Keaton's in it.
okay. Yeah, is he in the new one?
He is in the new one.
And
They
Winona
brought
Ryder?
back most of the original cast,
Then it has a chance.
but somebody in music, I just found out last night that, and I try to keep up with as much as possible. The way I learn about new stuff, like the new music, is by people coming up and requesting it, and that affords me the opportunity to know, hey, these guys are coming out with something, because I mean, their tastes are so up, down, and around. I do look forward to Brantley Gilbert's new one coming out. He played some of his stuff last night, and I say it again: if you guys have not seen Brantley Gilbert live, I would make it a point to, next time he's in the vicinity. And I tell you what, I want to bust on him a little bit. I'm like, I've said it. How far do you have to fall to start doing campgrounds? Dude, I'm telling you right now, Canfield was a huge venue.
Oh, it is big.
Like I didn't realize just how big this place was. And their grandstands, massive.
That's right up there past Meadville, right? That's that one. Yeah.
Oh, no, it's over in
Canfield's, Ohio.
Ohio. Yeah.
Yeah.
About a 45-minute trip.
Yeah.
The people on the ground, I mean, it was insane how big of a venue that actually was. And man, I've been to a few shows that have absolutely just like, okay, this is boring. This is stupid. I've left out on bands before. This one, man, it's an experience. He engages the crowd. Awesome. I mean, there was pyro, there was lights, smoke,
Yeah, fire.
yeah,
Fire.
just awesome time. Opening act, awesome. But his style of music hasn't changed all that much, really. He's still, he is stuck to his roots. I hate when a band, and here's what I'm going to call out: Green Day. Have you heard their new stuff?
They played in Pittsburgh today.
And I actually had friend. It was yesterday.
Was it?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, it was yesterday. Their new stuff, as you would say, absolute dog shit. Does not sound if you were to listen to that, their new stuff today, doesn't even sound like them.
I think if they're 50 years old, I think their time doing the Billy D and or Billy jumping around on stage and shit like that. I think the time has come, guys. It will be Dookie.
I have a rebuttal. Chocolate, right? Sorry, I had to grab my Godsmack. When they came out
Godsmack's different.
When they came out with their Legends, they had changed the way they, obviously they calmed down a little bit, but they still rocked.
Well, it's like Slipknot. Slipknot's still good. They're over 50. They wear masks. We can't see how old they are. All they are monsters. You know what I mean? And their music's still good. They still jam.
Oh. Take over for 2 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be seeing in this moment here in the next few weeks, man. Maria Brink, she's still looking good, looking great, and her pipes are still rocking, man. The band's still good, man. It's always good shit, man. I mean, even though the crowd's getting older, the music never changes. But Green Day, go back to playing your old shit, maybe. Don't try to come up with new shit because kids these days aren't gonna like it. I don't think.
Oop.
Yeah, no. So yeah, if I'm listening to Green Day, I want to listen to throwback Green Day. I don't think they're gonna be able to touch the new generation. So I'd just rather them get on stage and listen to their old shit.
And I'm gonna have to agree 100 on that one. I just kind of, I do and I don't. I take that back. Now I'm kind of back and forth on the whole thing. I'm just stuff I want to say, but there's stuff it's kind of, I don't know. What's everybody's take on like today's movie music and the reboots and the crap that's been going on? And there's nothing lately that has really knocked me back. I don't know. Maybe I'm not 100%. Is Slipknot even in their 50s?
They should be.
I don't know. Corey Taylor's kind of one of those. I don't know. I think he's ageless. Either way, kind of like Solly from Godsmack. But then again, now I'm getting into a completely different. I don't know. Maybe that's where rock and punk and metal. I don't know. I think everybody's, I think they're trying too hard to keep up with today's youth. And I don't think it's working out very well, but.
Yeah, probably not. I don't think they can. I mean, there's so much up and coming stuff. I mean, that they're not going to be able to challenge.
I don't know. I'm a firm believer. If it's not broke, you don't need to fix it. Late 40s to 50s. Yeah, somewhere in there. I mean, I remember when their first album came out. They debuted it back when 1059 X was absolute nothing but alternative and metal. So I don't know. Different demographic nowadays. Maybe that's why they tried so hard with the Crow. It just, you know, I'd seen an interview, or not an interview, but a guy posted something, this is even before the movie came out. He said, what people don't, need to realize is the demographic the original Crow was reaching out to is not the same demographic today.
Right.
So you had a more emo, it didn't mean it had to. The actors, phenomenal. Everything else, the plot line, the whole, absolute just garbage. It's kind of like today's sports, dude. Honestly, I mean, as excited as I am about football, dude, did they really have to change as much as they have? The kickoff, now they're allowing players the opportunity to wear those, foam caps over their helmets now to help prevent CTE. I mean,
they're trying to change too much.
And we've talked about the kickoff rule before. I mean, this new, I didn't notice it in college football though. It's almost like they're still going with the original way. Is it just the NFL that's trying this?
Yeah, it's just the NFL.
Keep going.
Yeah, no, it's just the NFL. College was the normal shit. No rules changed. The refs still suck. But it'll be interesting. NFL starts on Thursday. Eagles are playing first game of the season. Holy fuck, the Eagles got the first game of the season. Thursday, it'll be on Amazon Prime. Check that shit out.
Who do we got this weekend? The first game of the season, the first official game of the season, Kansas City versus Baltimore, is it not?
Oh, that'd be a good one.
Is that not the first Thursday night game?
It's Philly.
Is it Philly?
I think it's Philly, yeah. I think it's Philly.
I thought Kansas. Do a little fact check here. What do we got? What do we got?
You're right. It's the Ravens and Chiefs. Yeah.
Who are you taking?
Fuck, I'm not touching that motherfucker. Fuck no, I'll be watching college football. Yeah.
I'm gonna say Kansas City's favored on that one. Come on, run with it.
Oh, who is favored?
Oof!
Chiefs by 3 points.
By 3.
Yep, I'll take the Ravens. I'll take the Ravens and the 3 points. I expect Kansas City to have a Super Bowl hangover, and the Ravens to want blood. The game is in Kansas City. I'll be taking the Ravens and the 3 points.
Oh, you just got laughed at.
Who the fuck's laughing at me? Gee, oh, for fuck's sake. A betrothed Kansas City fan yourself, Deborah.
And as much as I hate to say it, I gotta agree. I think Kansas City.
There's the Super Bowl hangover in Kansas City.
She said, "Sorry, not sorry."
Yeah.
Dude, okay, so here,
You must be a Swiftie.
You honestly think the Super Bowl hangover is going to affect them right now? Really, outside of Lamar and now Derrick Henry, who do we got? Who's
Kansas City came out like shit last year. They pulled it together and won a Super Bowl. Some fucking hell.
So what's our
not this year?
What's our gentleman bet then?
I got the Ravens.
I got the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs do it, and I think they're going to do it more than 3. Honestly, I'm not going to say double digits, but I think they're going to do it in more than 3.
All right, fine. Gentleman's bet. What do you got?
What do we got? What works for you? I don't watch football unless it's on someone's TV.
That's how most people watch.
Just that's not a hard one.
Yeah, that's usually how people do the footballs. No, but I'll take the Ravens to beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl hangover. First game of the season. At home, Baltimore, please smack them. And I hope Taylor Swift's there, and I hope she like breaks up with fucking Travis Kelce for fucking Derrick Henry. That'd be great. Or Lamar Jackson, just fucking leave Travis Kelce for a fucking guy on the Ravens.
The only two
And write a song
weapons
about it.
It'll be a big hit. And then, if I'm not mistaken, we have Friday nights, and we'll get back to the whole bet aspect here shortly because I'm gonna have to think up a good one. Friday night is Green Bay, is it not? Is it Green Bay versus the Jets?
I think that's the Philly game. It should be the Philly game.
Well, you are hung up on Philly. I'm telling you,
I am hung up on Philly. I will continue with the game.
Yeah.
They're the only schedule I give a fuck about.
Oh,
Let's see here. That would be the 7th. Oh no, the 7th is the Glory Day.
could have swore there was a Friday night game they were talking about.
Friday? No, nothing on Friday.
Huh.
Fucking baseball, college football. That's some shit. Yeah. Wow. What the fuck? What the fuck does Philly play? This is dog shit. Yeah. I think Philly's playing like Australia or something like that.
We've got somebody ready to join. Let her fix her hair before she does this. Hang on.
Where the fuck's she at? Hawaii?
She's fixing her hair. Give her a second.
There's light. She's got to hide her hand.
You know, it's funny. It's Monday night. You know, I would have thought we'd have caught her outside of Kansas City from the cab of her truck. Hang on. Just you quit talking. 2 seconds. You're not even on yet. In case anybody, I can see them before you guys can. And she's over here just like, here. From the cab of her truck, everybody's favorite. Here you go.
Hi. I'm sitting still so you all can see.
Where the fuck you at? Waffle House?
No, Midway Travel Plaza somewhere in Missouri.
Is there a Waffle House?
Well, with the holiday, my dedicated doesn't run tonight, so yeah. And I have a million years on this load, so I'm just running something different tonight. I can't air horn until I leave, so don't want to wake that guy up. But yeah, so
how
I
big's
just
your
have the
load?
coolest. It's less than 20,000 pounds, I think.
Oh, just a small load.
Yeah. Yep. Less than 20. Here, you guys never get to see her. Say hi. You're live. She's not looking.
Sure.
Now, everybody, y'all just had a trucker show you their wiener.
I was asking for the
Wait a minute. There is one Friday night, I believe. It's played in Brazil.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, it's the Jets. We got back onto sports, and now we're trying to figure out, you know, the upcoming games. You don't watch football at all, though, do you?
Not much. I don't really have time with the schedule.
No, just
When I
Mexican
can catch
soccer.
a game, I do. How's that?
What the heck?
Hey, I just had something really cool happen.
All right, talk to me.
So I stopped. You know, when things happen in an amazing way. At this truck stop, there is a store right beside that is Larry's Boots. Okay. And I've been wanting to buy a pair of jeans. So I went in there and I bought jeans and a belt. Hold your pants on here. $100, and the jeans were 35% off. $100 for jeans, one pair of jeans, and one belt. And I was like, oh, well, I need jeans because I'm getting fat. I go into the truck stop to heat up my food, and I look at the scratch off things, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to get that $10 scratch off, right? I want $100. So I guess I got my jeans and belt for $10.
Not bad.
Yay!
Coupon.
I love when the world works in your favor like that, don't y'all?
I do.
What is swinging from your?
Oh, that is my dream catcher. Yeah, here's a tour of my truck if y'all want to see.
Things. And
see, there's my bunk. And
going back to Friday night is Green. I was right about one team. It is Green Bay versus Philadelphia.
Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, that'll be a good one.
Philadelphia is going to absolutely smash them.
Who's looking good this year so far?
Who?
Who is? Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's tough because nobody's played anybody. Oh, we haven't seen any of the good players.
The preseason games were absolute crap. So right now that we're actually going into the season where it's going to be a little more open-minded, open-ended,
fucking competitive.
Do you think that they kind of hold back in the preseason so they have more to show in the regular season?
They put all their best players on bubble wrap and don't let them get hurt.
I don't know. At least like I said, at least in college, it still looks like they're trying to play. You know, they're not. I don't know. It looked like it was.
College is competitive, especially now that the kids are getting fucking paid to play. Like some of these college kids, they're getting $10 million. Imagine going to college as a fucking freshman and you got $10 million in your fucking bank account. Number one, you're probably getting all the fucking pussy in the fucking world. And, you got the best video games and you're going to play harder, man. Kids are getting paid $10 million to go to college and play football. That's crazy.
Well, I guess they don't have any student loan debt.
Yeah, no, they're probably going to come out of college with really good credit. But those are the kids that go out there and do something dumb and fucking shoot somebody. Oh, we do got to hit on this.
I know what you're getting ready to say.
We do got to hit on this. Did we talk about this last time? No, we talked about this on Friday. So fucking Johnny Gaudreau. Who's Johnny? He was on the Blue Jackets, Columbus Blue Jackets. Him and his brother were killed by a drunk driver the day before their sister's wedding. This guy was in a truck. He went to go around, the vehicle in front of him and fucking ran over both of them on their bikes, man. Killed them on impact, man. How fucked up is that? With the technology we got today to get an Uber, to get a DD, to, I don't know, you can get on your motherfucking phone and fucking get a ride anywhere in the fucking world. Fucking damn, that shit pissed me off, man. Something awful, man. Unbelievable, man.
You're not even the biggest hockey fan.
I'm not even the biggest Gaudreau fan, man. I'm not even a Blue Jackets fan, man. But you know what? I bet that shit happens a lot more every fucking day, but only the fact that it was Johnny Gaudreau and his brother the day before his sister's wedding is the only reason that it made national news. But I bet that shit happens every fucking day, man.
Happens every day somewhere.
I thought you were going to talk about, who's that rookie for San Francisco? He was he at a party or a concert? Got shot in the chest. Luckily, it missed every organ in a robbery attempt.
Oh yeah. fucking NFL player, man. Imagine that, man. You're getting handed the world by the balls, and you're in the middle of a fucking robbery, and you get shot. Like, seriously, bad fucking luck, bud.
Oh, speaking of, you heard about what happened in Turtle Creek, didn't you? At that football game?
I did not.
Yes, there was a incident where luckily it was down the street. It was about a block away. But two schools just inside Pittsburgh were playing Friday night football, and all of a sudden shots rang out. Emptied the stadium. Scared the crap out of everybody. Luckily, it was something that had happened further down away from them. It wasn't it wasn't an active shooter in a football game. But
yeah, what do you expect people to? Now everybody wants to fucking shoot everybody in the active shooter shit, the school shootings, man. Like it's got to be a fucking enough. I think there needs to be a special fucking penitentiary for these fucking people somewhere in fucking Oklahoma. Right in the
Why
middle of the fucking
Oklahoma?
country. I don't know. I'll just pick it somewhere in the fucking middle. I don't know. We could put them all on a fucking island. That would probably work too. But like, open up Alcatraz.
That would be called Alcatraz.
Yeah, we'll call it Alcatraz. You know what I mean? Open Alcatraz back up. So we will house serial killers, pedophiles. We will house mass shooters, but there will be no beds. There will be very limited food because we do have to suffice humanitarian type shit. You know, we can't be totally fucking cruel. No beds, just give them a blanket and a pillow and send them to life in like a massive fucking Alcatraz octagon. And if you die, you die. You know, let the pedophiles beat up on the fucking mass shooters. Let the mass shooters beat up on the serial killers. Let the serial killers eat the pedophiles. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's fucking due process, man.
I would say it sounds like a great movie, but I'm pretty sure it's called Escape from L.A.
Yeah, but like, put them all out there, man. You just have a man.
The Condemned.
I have a friend at my previous company, and this is I can't believe this that this happened. Now he lives out in the country in Joplin, Missouri, right? And he was out of work for like almost a month, and I was like, well, where's David? Well, he was in his front yard, kind of like us three standing in your front yard, just bullshitting, you know. And all of a sudden he said, I feel this sharp pain, and I double over, and his neighbor was doing target practice. And this is not a close neighbor, not like where you live, Bill, or anything like that. This is like out there, and a stray bullet came into the yard and shot him in the gut, like right near the hip bone. And the guy was like being safe. He just happened to miss his target, and the bullet just kept going. I'm like,
well, people don't.
I can't believe you got shot in your own front yard. I'm like, were you even mad? He's like, no. And his response was, it happens. I was like, seriously? He's like,
that
well,
just
yeah.
also goes to show, and I stand behind this, that if you're going to own a gun, you need to learn about guns first. You have to know how to handle it. You have to know how far does that bullet actually fly. You know, what's the safe distance to shoot? You know your surroundings, because it has happened before. And what you just said kind of touched on an incident. Me and a former friend of mine, he had like 15 acres of land. You know, his parents did.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't uncommon for him and I to go out back and set up the targets and start shooting.
That's now, kind of the same situation. Yeah.
We were shooting into the woods. Never thought about it at all. And about 20 minutes into it, luckily his neighbor was super cool. He asked if we were back, he shot us, a phone call and asked if we were back there shooting the targets. He knows he'd actually gone out and shot with us before. And we said yes. And as it turns out, he asked us to go ahead and redirect which way we were shooting, because there was a couple of times where they were sitting there and he said they were so close he could actually hear the whistle from the bullet go by.
Yeah.
And we're talking, that was like, that's 15 acres. So what? Half a mile? 3/4 of a mile? That's just, the property we were shooting on. There was another 3 acres of this guy's house in between. So 18 acres through the trees, and those bullets will still go. So
yeah, and you know what, in those circumstances, in both situations, what I just said about David and then what you just said, and I 100% agree with you about people need to be aware, be educated. But when you're in that moment, and this is kind of what David said, when you're in that moment, he's like, I've been over there shooting with him. We've been shooting those targets for years. He's like, it's a freak accident. I was like, yeah, I can see it that way, but you're absolutely right. And you're in that moment, and you're just, you're alone. It's silent. It was just you and your buddy. You were far enough away from everything, so you thought, you just kind of forget that there's a world outside of the area that you're in. Sorry, I talk with my hands. You know that. But yeah, people need to really think about it, especially since places are becoming more, rural areas where, yeah, you might have been shooting in that area for the past 20, 30 years, but now all of a sudden you have neighbors at the old farmer's place. People don't think about that because it's something they've done for decades.
And that's the fun part about, especially when me and my son go hunting, because we use a ground blind. I want to be, I want a straight line for the most part. I don't want to be shooting from, an elevated position at my target. But at the same time, we're not the only ones that have a ground blind, and most of the place, now the places we hunt, it is so saturated with hunters. It is absolutely, it's hard to pay attention for me because I'm always worried about not me, not him, because I know, at this point, I know to make sure I identify my target. I know to, make sure that it's a safe area. If case in point, I was hunting one time and me and this guy were like from each other. And we could still see each other, which that's what helped us. But at the same time, we had a deer come down and both of us wanted to shoot. Neither one of us shot at this deer because, as it turns out, I didn't know this till after the fact, he was on the ground too because he thought I was getting ready to shoot. So there both of us were laying down, watching this deer, waiting for the other one to shoot. And the deer got, it lived to see another day. Maybe. I don't know, somebody else might have got it. But that's just, that's my awareness of my surroundings too.
Right.
Okay, I know there's like 3 or 4 hunters over in this general direction. So unless this deer comes out right here, I don't know if these other people are thinking the same thing. So when I'm trying to hunt, I try and pick a spot where, if it's to our back, I want the woods to our back. I want something that's going to be right there to kind of give us somewhat of a barrier behind us.
Yeah.
If I know they're over in this direction, okay, I'm going to be shooting. I'm on a hill, so if I shoot down, I know there's nobody over there, that, they can't set up over there. So, it's just, I just take my time now and make sure but I don't know if everybody else is doing that crap.
Have you ever used the app for like property lines and stuff? It's like XO or something like that. It's an app for your phone, and it's like to show property lines. If so, or if anybody has used that app, does it show where there might be structures as well? Because a lot of times, I've heard of hunters just, oh, we walked through the woods on this property, and it's like, well, it ain't like there's yellow tape to separate the property lines. How do you know where you cross over per se, or into somebody else's property, or I'm curious about that. Have you ever used that app?
I have not used that app, but I usually go to the owner of the property first before I even sit down and hunt. And A, I'll ask them, where's the good place to hunt? B, I ask them, what's the property line? So if we, let's say we shoot one and it doesn't go down immediately and it has to run, where do I not want to shoot? So on and so forth. I try and get all the information from the actual landowner ahead of time. And most of the places, like me personally, most of the places I hunt actually have fences up on the property line. So
okay.
Like it's happened to me before on my one friend's property. I shot and ended up having to chase the deer, and then it gets to that line and it's like, shoot. Then I'm calling him saying, what can I do? And most of that's hey, the owner beside us, he's really cool, just go over and get it. He doesn't want a dead deer on his property anyways. So we do our thing. We do our due diligence ahead of time. But
so that's like proper hunting. That's not like going out there with a gun and just shooting.
I've not just going out there.
I've talked to a couple guys that they're like, oh, there's all this land over here. I just shoot on it, and I'm like, are you allowed? And they're like, well, I don't know, And I'm like, isn't that rude? And then another question would be, have you ever, is there BLM up there that you guys can hunt up in Pennsylvania?
There is quite a few lands up here that we can hunt. So I personally try to hunt places that are more like I want to know the owner. I don't want to just, okay, you can go over to Moraine, there's hunting lands. I don't know the people out there. I don't know who's out there. So right. I'd rather not just go on somebody else, because I've gotten information from friends before that I know for a fact that they personally go hunt on other people's property. Like they don't care. Does that make sense? Right. So I'm not going to go. Yeah. I'd rather not go on his information because, well, how do I know it's not somebody else's land, dude? I mean, you could be sitting here telling me this, and
right.
I have to. If I'm going to go on hunting somebody's land, it's going to be after I've actually talked to the land owner first. I refuse to go anywhere else just because I don't want to step on somebody else's toes. I also want to know who all is out there. It's the same thing on a shooting range. I mean, and you personally, Steve, have a lot of experience with guns and stuff. What are some of your precautions? I mean, I personally, like I said, I think everybody needs to be trained before they hold a weapon, period.
Yeah, especially kids. They'll fucking, they don't know, the safety and all that, man. Like, it's so easy to blow your fucking head off. I know a lot of people that done dumb shit with fucking guns, They should definitely be trained at some point, walk through the process.
So, do you hunt, Steve?
Not really. No.
Not
really. I know a lot of people that got like accidentally shot and shit like that. I don't like the sound of guns.
Mm-hmm.
So not really.
I think I guess my question is like, and I've had this debate with a friend of mine because he just recently started really getting into guns. And, I'm a gun enthusiast. You're a gun enthusiast.
Yeah.
In Tennessee, before you have to apply for your carry permit, before you get your carry, even with hunting, you have to go through the hunter safety course.
Right.
And then in Tennessee, to get your carry permit, you have to go through a gun safety course so you know how to handle the firearm you're getting ready, not even just the one you're getting ready, you have to know the the proper way to carry a weapon, the proper way, the proper times to pull a weapon, and that's one of the reasons why I won't go out to a shooting range, because I don't, I'm confident in the most part that people who are on a shooting range are there to learn the weapon, to, be familiar with their weapon, so on and so forth. But man, even in training, I've come across people that have done stupid stuff. Like, we'll be on the firing line and we'll get a hang fire. Next thing you know, they're inspecting their weapon right there, aiming it literally down the line at all of us. So, I mean, when it comes to guns, I honestly feel like everybody needs to sit down and learn how to use a weapon. They have to be trained ahead of time.
I think that should be the case before you even purchase it. I think that you should have, a license before, not just guns, cars, vehicles as well. I think that you should have to complete, a safety course on weapons, on guns specifically, and as well as vehicles. I think that you should have to complete a safety course and be able to pass it way before you're licensed to have it. And that, yes, that omits, that makes it so that you can't buy your son a gift. But you know what? He needs that safety course. Why would you want to buy somebody something that, give them the money, take them to the store and say, okay, choose one. You know what I mean? I feel like that would be a better way for us to do things, instead of just, oh, well, you cleared a background check. Here, have one.
Agreed.
100.
I'm sorry.
I don't think every Tom, Dick, and Harry should have a gun in their hand. I really don't, especially today. And like I said, I mean, we thought, something as simple as we thought we were being safe. We thought we were doing the right thing, and we get a phone call. Hey, by the way, can you guys shoot in a different direction because we've had bullets come by the house now? So I don't know. It's just one of those, when it comes to gun safety, I know that's a big topic right now. Not, honestly, not so much. I noticed that like gun rights and, whether we should have guns or not have not been much of a topic as of late.
Not yet. Just wait till October, November.
But, like I said, even as, a gun enthusiast, somebody that loves guns, I love that amendment. I think everybody should, I think we should, have the right to own a gun. I still think everybody needs to be trained ahead of time.
You got freedom of speech. You got freedom to protect yourself. Fuck.
I just 100% believe that, yeah, not everybody needs to be allowed to squeeze the trigger until they've been properly trained. That's just, again, my opinion.
I think that would be common opinion. I think whether or not you're pro-gun or against guns, if you throw that idea at somebody, I think that's a reasonable compromise.
Thank you, sir.
I think that if you throw that to somebody, that pitch that we're going to enforce something like that at somebody that doesn't have the love for guns. they may be more likely to be like, okay, well, it's cool that you have them as long as, everybody's properly trained on them.
Ah, good. Debbie's back. And she agrees.
Debbie got a gat.
So, so let me, Steve, I got to ask you this question. What's your take on, because one of the things, and I actually agree with this one, maybe stronger vetting on especially first time gun owners. Maybe, stronger background checks, more what's a good way to put it?
Well, you know what? It's the type of gun, all right? If you want to handle a pistol or something like that, all right, maybe we don't have to have that regulation so high. A shotgun, something used for basic, hunting, little one-shot pop. But your AK, semi-automatics, and shit like that, like you should definitely be fucking trained, like, or have to like pass a course, your driver's license fucking exam. You know what I mean? Like, I think the way they do it now
are
just as fucking deadly.
My personal opinion is I think they half-ass it now instead of going out and getting factual information on the person first. Because I've got multiple friends out there that they want to be, they've gotten in trouble in the past, but they meet the requirements, but because they don't do the full investigation into it whenever they get denied the opportunity to own a weapon.
In Pennsylvania, it's if you've ever been committed or convicted of a crime involving domestic violence. I think it's
a violent crime. It's a violent crime altogether.
Yeah, you can't have a gun. So if your old lady called the cops on you because she was mad at you and said you hit her, but she beat herself up, you can't buy a gun. Like, I think there should be like more.
Yeah, they need to be able to dig into it because
have gun court.
Honestly, if you're going to put that stipulation on there, unless they've absolutely 100% been charged with that, there's been.
That's such a fine line. Because there are people that are falsely accused and falsely charged.
Exactly.
We let people out of prison. Yeah, we let people out of prison today that were put in jail 30 years ago because they're like, oh, wait, sorry about missing half of your life. You were innocent. So they're going to use it. There's no to vet. I mean, that's super unfortunate, that situation would happen.
I know people that are like fucking batshit crazy, man, like walking John Malkovich, man, and they give him a fucking gun.
Yeah, exactly. I know, and I know people that are violent that have never been in trouble. So how do you vet them out?
They never left their house. They were plotting fucking mass crime shootings.
Oh, here's a good one. Here's a good one. We're gonna post this one up here. Certain meds are been psych ward. You can't get one.
Yeah, absolutely. Agreed.
Not in all states.
No, each state's different. And, even when I was working for the sheriff's department, we've had people come in saying, that shouldn't be on my record. It should have been expunged. And it wasn't until an investigation went in later on, they found out, oh, yeah, that is expunged. So there's... if somebody's going in for a firearm, that's why I think it needs to be a lot more stringent. They need to actually look, ma'am, it's going to be 24 to 48 hours. No, I am 100% with, it's going to be about a week to 2 weeks. We're actually going to dig in. We're going to send out all the proper, that I think that would vet. Now, granted, I mean, that's still not going to stop people, and I'm not against. It's not going to stop the gun violence that's been going on now, and I'm getting tired of hearing people. I'm getting tired of people saying, "Oh, they want to put these little memes up there." I set my shotgun on the front porch, and it didn't do anything. Okay, I see your point. It's the person behind it. So my point would be, don't make it 24 to 48 hours or however long. Actually take the time and look into the person that is purchasing this firearm.
That's not even the person. It's like, and it's all right. I'm sure that kid that shot at Trump, I'm pretty sure he didn't buy that gun.
No, that was his dad's.
Right. All right. So his dad can be good. You know what I mean? It's not going to stop anything, man. If somebody wants a gun, they're going to get a fucking gun. You know what I mean? This might be a little bit more expensive than it is at Walmart. You know what I mean?
And yes, and
of course, it's not going to eliminate the problem that's going on today. Gun violence has happened since they started making guns. Okay, to be honest, look at Billy the Kid, Jesse James, all the outlaws from 150 years ago. Gun violence has always been in existence. So to add things, psychological evals, criminal history, domestic history, and safety courses, it's still not going to eliminate the problem. That problem is never going to be eliminated. Even if we completely got everybody's gun out of their house in the U.S. right now, everybody puts them in a pile and does a big, that's it. Nobody's going to have guns anymore. Somebody is going to come up with a gun 2 days later because they're going to go somewhere else and get one. It's never going to go away. It's never completely going to be eradicated. However,
and agreed 100%.
However, kind of like measles or mumps or something, polio. Yeah, we got a vaccine for it, but it doesn't mean that it works on people, on 100% of people. Polio never went away. It can be treated. It can be minimized. That doesn't mean that they're going to be cured from it. They're just going to be in a controlled state, an illness. So, I mean, there's really no solution to end gun violence because guns exist and they always will from now on. If they don't exist here, they're going to exist somewhere else and be brought here, just like drugs, just like anything else. But to make it a little, it was harder for me to, file my, pay a, you go through damn near more of an issue trying to pay a gas bill over the phone than you do having to get a gun. It's the same amount of effort. You fill out a piece of paper, give them all your information. 5 minutes later, you got a gun. Whereas, you call to pay your gas bill. Well, what's your name? What's your address? What's the last four of your social? What's your phone number? What's your account number? What's your blood type? I want to pay my bill, and if somebody doesn't have that information, go ahead and pay it anyhow if they want to pay it, But they're all about the identity of who's trying to use money, but they barely look at the person trying to buy a lethal weapon. Just saying.
So on that note, we've hit the 2-hour mark. We are going to go ahead and take one more break. And obviously we had a hell of a good conversation going, and I want to keep this going, but this will give everybody kind of a chance to sit back, gather some thoughts. I think now would be a good time to play Miss Victoria DeMars. This is called Never Try by Mojo King. By Victoria DeMar featuring Mojo King and DMX. Guys, we will be right back.
You already know what it is, baby. Grand champ.
Righteous cunt. It don't matter how many mouths you have to feed. Those who squander opportunity won't succeed. It don't matter how many mouths you have to feed. Those who squander opportunity won't succeed. All those cocks at the top, even the one king of pop. You think those people didn't work for it, didn't slave for it, didn't starve for it? All the stars that you see on that phone that you got stopped at nothing for the shot. You think those people didn't cry for it, didn't pray for it, didn't pay for it? What the fuck, man? Get a grip. Don't trip.
Hey, yo, what up?
It don't matter how many mouths you have to feed. Those who squander opportunity won't succeed. It don't matter how many mouths you have to feed. Those who squander opportunity won't succeed.
What you squandering for? You should be laundering dope. You rocking designer clothes, kids ain't got Christmas gifts though. You need to work a bit more, but you still had to get go. You need to get a new job, what you still working at for? Or you so complacent with all of this basicness. I guess you like being a basic bitch. Instagram, you the top dog, but you still live in a basement, bitch. I work for this, blood, sweat, and tears. You afraid to work, you just sweat and fear. I've been at this over 10 years, and you just started, so you not here.
It don't matter how many mouths you have to feed. Those who squander opportunity won't succeed. It don't matter how many mouths you have to feed. Those who squander opportunity won't succeed. You make your own way towards that big payday. Can't stop no matter what they say. Don't matter if you're straight by trends or gay. What the fuck, man? Play the game.
Play the
Shut
game.
the fuck up. Excuses.
Excuses, useless. You gotta get out here and do this. Stressing, depression, make me meditate like a Buddhist. But I don't give up, so I only get stronger. My life's an anime, comic book manga. Problems try to strike me down like monsters. I grab the mic, stab and slice like katanas.
It don't matter how many mouths you have to feed. Those who squander opportunity won't succeed. It don't matter how many mouths you have to feed. Those who squander opportunity won't succeed. It don't matter how many mouths you have to feed. Those who squander opportunity won't succeed. It don't matter how many mouths you have to feed. Those who squander opportunity won't succeed.
Top dog.
Don't make me get my claws out.
Oh, meow.
DMX.
I am so looking forward to this girl coming on here. It is going to be an awesome show.
Honk if you're excited.
There it is. She gave us the honk.
Blow your horn, but not your load.
I had to wait until I was out of a little bit of traffic, and the guy in that Ford in front of me is probably like, "What the fuck?"
You know what was really cool when you think about it? What was it, about 2 weeks ago? She was on the show. She came on, surprised everybody for a few minutes, and just kind of bullshitted with us all.
Yeah.
She's pretty amazing, very
She is
interesting, and multi-talented. Holy crap!
So I do suggest, I cannot stress it enough, guys. Go check out Killjoy 3, Killjoy Goes to Hell, Killjoy Psycho Circus. She's really good. She created the character herself, and awesome individual. She really is. I mean, she treats everybody like we've all been, as the cool kids say, BFFs forever.
Oh yeah.
Clear that, man. It also gives you guys an opportunity, as we the small people, to get on screen and actually interact and talk to someone who's been in Hollywood, lived the Hollywood life. And you can ask random questions, man. It doesn't have to be about our movies or music. You're gonna be like, hey, what's it like to live in Hollywood? What's it like to live in a penthouse? What's it like to I don't know. Do shit, man. That many of us won't get the opportunity to do, man. She's pretty straightforward, honest. She likes to say fuck. So I appreciate that. I mean, but yeah, man.
She's
you like her
positive.
Yeah. And you know what? She's no different than you and I, except she wanted to become an actress. She did it. She done it. She's doing it.
She did what a lot of us have said, when we were kids, we wanted to do, and she made it happen.
Yeah. Get on stage, ask her a question, man.
Big stuff in her future. Cheers to everybody here. Oh, I've missed our proper. So we were talking a second ago about gun rights, so on and so forth. Now, our friend Debbie has posted something on here that this is a good, topic right here. I like it. I know someone that's in trouble for reapplying after being denied because of mental stays. Now, that right there, those last two words, mental stays.
I will tell you exactly how this works out. Exactly.
That one.
Because I got nailed for the same thing.
Well,
little difference.
Here's why I can stand behind denying somebody because of mental.
Because of mental, yeah.
Have you ever seen American Sniper? The Chris Kyle story.
Yeah.
He was trying to help after he got out. He was going to the gun range. He was helping veterans to shoot, to still live, and he got shot on the range by a veteran. Unfortunately, let's take the veteran part out of somebody that was in bad mental health, and it cost him his life. So when it comes to the mental aspect, yeah, I'd have to agree 100%. If there's a history, you got to take medication to try and fight it and all this other stuff. I mean, obviously, if you got to take medication for something, it's not something you can do on your own.
All right.
And that's unfortunate. That really is. But I mean, that's something that can't always be helped. So yeah, that, in my opinion, that is somebody that does not need to have somebody, or a firearm in their hand.
So
May I?
She said that this person got in trouble for this. All right, so D Moore, tell me if this is somewhat congruent to what you're saying. All right, so you go there, you go to Walmart, right? That's where I went. I went to Walmart. I wanted to buy a gun, not for me, but for my kid for Christmas. So I went in there, and they go ahead and they turn that computer screen around to you, and you have to answer some questions. And one of the questions on there, the one apparently I got wrong, was, have you ever been convicted of a felony? I have not. I had a charge many, many years ago, 20 years ago, for driving through a fucking field. I got drunk one night and I drove through a field, and it was considered agricultural vandalism. But with the amount of damage I did, because I didn't drive through corn, I drove through seeds. All right. It looked like fucking dirt to me, you know what I mean? I didn't know there were seeds in the fucker. And the person whose house it was, they're like, oh yeah, go ahead, drive through it. They're renting off the farmer. So they're like, oh yeah, go ahead and drive. I drove through the fucking field. I got nailed. Agriculture vandalism. It was like $6,000 in potential crop damage. So it was originally charged as a felony, which I got pled down to a misdemeanor 2, which is the highest degree of anything I have on my record. So filling out this application, it's like, have you ever been convicted of a felony? I said no.
I'm listening.
Application processing. They said, oh, we can't give you this gun today, sir. Your application's processed. A week later, state police called me. And
Pardon me.
Drop a charge on me for falsifying information. I'm like, what do you mean falsifying?
The wording
They're like,
is convicted, though.
They're like, you lied on your gun application. I'm like, I went there on like December 23rd buying a little PP shotgun for my kid. All right, well, you lied. I'm like, well, it says convicted. Like, do you really, like, do half the people know what it means to be like convicted of a felony? Like, if someone says like convicted of a felony, that means I went to prison for whatever the fuck I did. Convicted means like
You were found guilty in a court of law. You're convicted.
That's
It
what it
doesn't.
meant to me.
It doesn't always mean you go to prison or jail, but you get convicted.
Right.
Like when you think about it, I got hit with a DUI, got convicted of it, pled guilty to it.
But I was never there's a difference apparently in the eyes of the court between convicted and charged. Did not know that filling out a Walmart fucking gun application.
And here's the fun part on that. I can empathize with you on that because now I was let me rephrase that. I was not convicted. I was able to take the ARD, went through the classes, did everything I was supposed to do, and now I am eligible to have my record fully expunged. So, in all honesty, I never had to plead. I never had to plead guilty to a DUI. Now, I say that, and I've worked in the booking. I worked in the jail. I worked in the prison. And we've had it happen before where people have like, I don't know why I'm getting charged with this, or why I'm getting arrested for this, because this is supposed to have been expunged. And then when it turns out after they did their investigations and dug into everything, it turns out, yeah, his record was expunged. So I can understand.
Well, it got
your feelings.
No, because it got worse for me. It got worse for me. All right, so where I was,
they're quick to convict us, but they're not.
The state police called me, right, and they said you lied. So then I was like, no, I didn't. Like I was never convicted of a felony. I was pled down to a misdemeanor. So they dropped a new charge on me. So now I admitted I was like, I didn't know what it meant. I'm sorry, whatever, you know what I mean? So they dropped a falsifying information to government on me. I'm like, are you like, what the fuck are you kidding me? So now, because I went to go get a gun for my kid on December 23rd and answer the question because I don't know what the fuck it meant, you know what I mean? Or I thought I did. So now they give me a falsifying information to like government authority. Number one, I falsified that shit to fucking Walmart as far as I'm concerned, you know what I mean? Unknowingly. So then I have to get a lawyer. And then I have a court date from the magistrate. I go in there and I'm like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is that? Because if it says like falsifying something like a government authority, you kind of get a little fucking nervous, you get a little fucking puckered up. So I go in there and they have a Pennsylvania State Police attorney. I am not going to beat this bitch. No, I am not. My attorney, he's like, we should just take the deal. What do you mean take the deal? I went in there to buy a kid a gun for Christmas, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? I was in the military for 14 years, and you know what they handed me? Semi-automatic grenade launchers. Dude, I could shoot over 100 grenades per minute. I carried an M249 semi-automatic machine gun. I wanted a one-shot PP shooter for my kid for Christmas.
Well, let me.
I'm just gonna tighten my story up real quick.
Go ahead.
So I ended up pleading guilty. To falsifying information because I just want to get out of that fucking courtroom, man. You know what I mean? I was like, are you serious? Like, this number one, how you gonna shoot a veteran who you've given fucking massive fucking amounts of ammunition to, who has shot people in the name of this fucking country. And I can't buy a gun for my kid because I don't know the conviction because I drove through a fucking field of dirt 20 years ago. Yes, there are problems with this system.
There are, but you aren't just, you're not lying to, not that you were, but as you put it, you weren't just lying to Walmart because when they put that stuff on there, it is questions they are required to ask by the state before. So it's not Walmart asking you, it's the state's questions that Walmart is required to ask you.
All right.
So that being said, and you did answer Deb's question. I was getting ready to say,
But you gotta dumb that question down, because I thought, and I sat there and I remember this question, man. I remember.
But the thing of it is, if you were not convicted and it was pled down, it should be in.
That's not a conviction.
It's not a conviction.
That is.
It
not
should
what
be
they
in
told
the
me in court.
courts. There was no reason for you to have to.
There's
Plead
no-
guilty.
You didn't have to plead guilty if it's in the system as you're not. We pled it down to this. If you're not convicted of this, you're convicted of this. They can't say, well, you falsified, you were convicted of this. No.
You say that to a Pennsylvania state.
Who is the
I would.
lawyer so that
And I
nobody
would.
uses the guy? Who is the lawyer so no one uses him? Jeez, that's a terrible lawyer.
He's our current magistrate. He got he went from my lawyer to magistrate, so he got voted up. So yeah, he's that good.
So it was politically motivated.
Maybe, I mean, but maybe it's. I mean, this Pennsylvania State Police attorney, she came in and I was like, holy fuck! Like, she made me believe I did something bad. She was that good. I was like, what the hell? I was like, she came in.
That's their job.
She's like, did you answer this? I was like, yeah, she did answer this, and I'm like, oh my god, I want to go home. You know what I mean? I was like, I just wanted out, man. I was so pissed off at the situation. I was like, fuck it. As a summary offense, I was like, go ahead, give me the fucking summary. Go about your fucking day. I didn't get my gun, but you know what I ended up paying?
Deb said
about $800 in fucking attorney's fees.
Deb says now we're wanting to make her go to the shooting range.
Yeah, for $180 fucking pee-pee shooter, I never got. It cost me about $900. Yeah. And you know what? If I join the military tomorrow, you know the first thing they're gonna do? Steve, get on that grenade launcher. You know how to use it.
So I've had twice in my life, I've had my mailbox blow up with lawyers wanting to take my case, attorneys. One of them, I was on my way back from North Carolina. I'd gone to the OBX, took my kid, and there was 5 of us at the time. And because I wasn't paying attention and I missed it, I was trying to keep up with the traffic. I got pulled over and got hit with a speeding. Because it was out of state, all of a sudden, literally within 2-3 days of it happening, my mailbox got blown up with people wanting to take the case. And every one of them saying, most of them saying, oh, you can get hit, this is what's going to happen. You can get charged with this, this, and this. You can get hit with this. And I went with the guy that's like, look, if you take me, I'll just plead it down to this, this, and this. And that particular one, it got pled down to misuse of motorized equipment. Something along those lines. No points on my license. It costs a little bit of money, but so I get charged with a DUI. Again, my mailbox just blows up with attorneys wanting to take the case. Most of them saying, you're going to go to, you're going to end up in jail for 6 months. You're going to get this. You're going to get that. You're going to get this. You're going to get that. You know, the one I took, I went with the attorney that said, look, ARD, we can do this, this, and that. He's the only one, he told me what his background was. I went with that man.
So you went with the guys that showed what they could accomplish instead of what you're facing.
Instead of, a better way to put it, I went with the guy that sent me a letter, not as a scare tactic, but something that was more comforting. Hey, look, this is my background. This is what I can do. And you know what? That's twice now. I've gone that route, and I'm up to the stage now where it's already in the system. We're waiting for the the courts turn around and say, okay, yeah, you've met all requirements, now you're expunged. Bottom line. So my point to you is their job is to scare the shit out of you. Even if they are behind the 8 ball. Their job is to scare and make you think that they have all the cards in their hand, that you can't win. State police attorney, I mean, yeah, I'm sure they're probably just as good as the attorney that I could have used when I worked for the sheriff's department. That the attorney I could have used when I worked for the state prison, But fact of the matter is, that's their job, to scare you. So if you're in the right and it is on paper, you were not convicted of this, that you got convicted of this instead. They can't turn around and say, well, you got convicted of this, you got they can't hit you with a charge and use it as a conviction. They did.
Hey guys.
Yes.
I want to before I forget, when we're done with this, I would like to throw in there something about mental health. So I mean, continue, but you know me, I got a mushy brain. Go ahead.
Oh well, I mean,
Mental health it is. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean that was the point. And my ending statement is, you said they did. Your attorney went the weak way out.
Yeah, blast that attorney, because that's a terrible attorney. That was a terrible attorney.
You got railroaded on that one,
and yeah. I couldn't win. I had all sides against me. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go home. Go.
But what I was going to say about mental health, if a lot of people are like, oh, we got to do mental health testing, blah blah blah. Hold on, dumbass.
Easy, sorry, no road rage on here.
There you go. Well, somebody's got their brights on, and then this other guy decided to start texting and driving, and he started coming towards me. So dumbass was the nice way to say it. Yeah.
Okay.
But anyhow, the mental health aspect, everybody's real quick to say, oh, well, if you've had a history of mental health issues, you said that. And that is very across the board. I think that it should be something, something that, for example, if you're a trainer in certain industries, you have to research. If you're an officer of the law, you have to research, you have, they call it recert, isn't it? Recertification.
Yes.
You have to, every so often, you have to show them that you can still perform at the level that you did, if not better. Mental health is a strange thing, because I'm actually going to bring up our dad's death. That would have been a terrible time. Mine and yours and our brother's mental health was destroyed at that time. So if we would have went to get a gun just because we all decided we wanted to go hunting, and they did that mental health evaluation on us, we would have all failed with flying colors. But, fast forward, a couple of years, yeah, we were in better mental health. So I think that, something that recently happened people will go through a divorce. That will change somebody's mental health. And there are changes temporarily. You know what I mean? So gun possession, apply, also with criminal records, this could apply. Yeah, you did that 20 years ago. If somebody was 19 and they got in trouble for something, and now they're 45, well, why are you going to hold against them what they did 30 some years ago, right? I think that gun ownership are a recertification, you know, every couple of years, including a psych eval, you know, safety. Because I mean, I know in my industry in trucking, they talk about people a lot of times assume veteran drivers, meaning like somebody that's tenured like myself. I've been out here for 20 plus years. We end up with complacency. I've driven this road so many times. I know what I'm doing. That doesn't mean I'm immune to accidents. And no, every day is a little bit different. That guy that just swerved towards my truck, you know, he changed what he probably drives this every day too. But he made one little change. You know, every day is different. So if there was a certification for gun ownership that you had to qualify, you know, I got to requalify, show that I can, you know, I know my safety. I'm not, you know, still struggling with the fact that I lost my job and my husband or you know, left me and my kids graduated and my dog died. You know what I mean?
Sounds like a country song.
Yeah, your
Right.
mental health is going to be shit if you just had a bad year. You know,
Well, okay, I
probably
got
not
no.
a good
I
time
do have some rebuttals on this.
to be.
So I'm going to tell you right now, mental health, you are right. Everybody is going to be different when it comes to the mental health. But in the sense of like my dog dying, I mean, I'm sure you use that as an example. If you use that as an example for mental health, come on, guys.
Dogs are gonna die.
Cats are going to die. Dogs are going to die. I'm sure everybody becomes attached to them.
Cats,
That
cats
one
go.
that one I have a problem with. Now you did bring up and Dad's death was that was rough. That really was. But and this is why I say mental health is different for everybody. I never once, with as mad as I was and upset as I was, wanted to, you know, it never crossed my mind to go after and shoot that man for killing him.
Right.
Because fact of the matter is,
Right.
that was an accident. It really was. I don't, you know.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, it was
But
a perfect storm.
What I'm saying,
but the fact is, go ahead.
I was going to say those were very simple examples of, you know, everybody does deal with it differently, you know, deal with things differently. Some people, you know, and it was like literally our mental health the day after he passed was a lot different than it is today. So if they were to ask us a slew of questions about, you know, if you've ever taken a mental health, any form of a mental health evaluation, they ask some crooked questions. And if you answer them honestly, they'll use it against you, you know, kind of like your criminal record, what you were just talking about, Steve. You know, so if they're like, are you having angry thoughts? Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean I'm going to pursue them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have angry.
But that doesn't mean you won't either.
Exactly.
Now, have you ever
So,
though? Have you ever gone and said? And I hate to interrupt you on this, but I mean it really does
Please
touch
do.
on it. Have you ever thought about something, gotten over it, forgotten about it, and then something's happened later on down in your life, and you've either said it to yourself or to that person, been like, you know what, I haven't thought about that or felt like that since
it's called
this.
It's called an X.
It comes, you know. So when it comes to the mental health, yeah, that's a big one when it comes to putting a firearm in your hand. honestly,
Right.
because
Some people would
some
act
people do get
hastily,
over it, but there are a
and
lot of
some
people
people
out
don't.
there. There are a lot of people out there that they can get over it. There are people that can get over something, but then, like I said, there are people that it comes back up later on down, so it's never fully left. It's always going to be,
Right.
it's kind of like the whole trust thing. Somebody could trust you, you could betray that trust, you can earn that trust back, but it's always going to be in the back of your in the back of your mind, in the back of your head, or that person's head. So just like mental health,
Right.
you could have
When
had a thought back then,
get
gotten over it, and all it's going to take is that one little trigger. And I'm going to post this right here because I say trigger because triggers are awful, and that's coming from Miss Debbie Moore.
what is that? What is that say?
It says triggers are awful, meaning it's something can spark you.
Bad.
Perfect. Allow me to run out here real quick. Steve, take over a second.
Yeah, like triggers, heroin addicts.
Okay, gotcha.
Sparks them to want to go back. I mean, it could be something fucking dumb. Everybody has soft triggers. Everybody has hard triggers. Alcohol. If someone wants to be a bitch to you, that's my trigger. When someone's mean to me or wants to be a bitch to me, or reminds me of something that hurt me in my past, that's a trigger. I go ahead. I'm like, you know what? I want to go drink. You know what I mean? That's triggers we're speaking of.
Right. Okay.
Not the gun trigger as previously dedicated. But,
right. Well,
yeah,
I think I was
triggers
speaking.
are the worst, man.
I feel
and
I feel like I was speaking more broadly because especially with these younger generations, they have I'm gonna say this wrong, and I'm aware of it, but please take it as what I mean, not rip it apart.
let her rip.
These I'm gonna use my kids as an example. God, they feel a lot more than I do. They're very emotional. They have less trauma and more triggers. Okay.
Softer generation.
Yeah, it's thank you, softer generation. So when I'm saying about these events, you go and we want to buy a gun today. Okay, so we go and we take our certification to get said gun. We apply. We pass with flying colors. And then when I said about the dog dying and all that, what I'm saying is a year from now, 2 years from now, man. I'm not even married, but my husband left me in May. My mother died in June. My job laid me off in July. My dog died in August. It's just, oh God, my year's been shitty. And then it's time for me to research or get an evaluation. I want to go hunting. Me and you go decide, well, we're going to go hunting. Oh, I need I need a better gun. I want a 350 Legend, right? Okay. So we go to the store and they're like, okay, well, you have to go through this process again to purchase this gun. This time I'm going to fail because my year has been shitty. You know what I mean? On the level of a cycle evaluation, my answers are going to be starkly different. and then if I have to go again, a year later, I'm over all that shit. I'm over it. There's nothing to be triggered. Yeah, my dog died. Dogs die. He's right. My mom died. Oh, yeah, that dies. Hey, I got another job. Oh, and I got a boyfriend. Whatever. Now I'm going to pass it again. But I wasn't able at that time. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to mental health evaluations and and certifying. I mean, I think that certifying for a gun doing all these evaluations. But I think that if you're going to throw the mental health in the mix, you have to be fair, because and also criminal record. Like I said, when you were just hypothetically speaking, you were 20 when you drove through that field, now you're 40 and you're trying to buy a gun, and they're like, oh, well, when you were 20, you know, in the 3rd grade, you want to hold that against me today? People do in fact change. People grow. I don't know about you, but I can honestly say that I am a much better person than I was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. You know, I've matured. That's the definition of matured. Some people go the other way. Some people get worse with age. They were the high school valedictorian star and, you know, went to college for all the right reasons, and now they live on the freaking corner of a 3rd and Main and in a cardboard box, you know, and shoot up all day. So, I mean, to only once have to do certain things for possession of a deadly weapon, only once. And if you are a true gun lover and a true, gun enthusiast, this should be no problem because you love it. This should be we didn't take away your rights to have it, but we are making sure that you're safe and responsible with it. We just need that. There's too many people getting away with it. One bad apple, per se. You know what I mean? So gun enthusiasts should not have a problem with taking extra steps, because then those that are not gun enthusiasts would leave them the hell alone. You know?
100. Ugh. On that note, I believe we've hit that. We're at 2.5 hours. I think we've had a hell of a good conversation tonight. To apologize, I had to disappear for a second. I had to do the whole life thing. But I think it is that time of the night. Let's play our Gary Burke song.
Yeah.
And then we'll do our final shots.
Yeah.
I love final shots.
Final shots. Whoop, whoop.
What would you like to end our night on?
You choose them. There's a $900 winner.
This is Gary Burke III. Free Bird Kiss.
Man. Boston College. Number 10 ranked in the world.
Mike's still on.
All dolled up like a Dixieland dream. Hit a high dollar diner in the downtown scene. Riding home pretty in the shotgun seat of my jacked up country boy limousine. I threw it in park right there in a drive. That song came on 95.5. Do I walk to the door? Do we call it a night? We just turned it up and said, baby, I want a free bird kiss, free bird kiss. 14 minutes backseat bliss. Make it long and sweet and soft, so slow. When we get to the solo, crank it up and call me baby. Let's get a little crazy. Let the swamp music make you miss my lady. One thing on earth she can't resist is a free bird kiss. When the last note hit, I was falling hard. She had my heart racing like a screaming guitar. Just when I thought the fun was about to end, she pulled me in closer and hit me again with a free bird kiss, free bird kiss. 14 minutes of backseat bliss. Make it long and sweet and soft, so slow. When we get to the solo, crank it up and call me baby. Let's get a little crazy. Let the swamp music make you miss my lady. One thing on earth she can't resist
That's a good
You know-
song.
That is an amazing song, honestly. And seeing as how I just went to a country show last night, I couldn't help it. Man, he'd kill this stage. He really would. It would be amazing. He's a good dude. Basically all our celebrities we've met so far have been really cool.
Yeah. You know what? A lot of people view celebrities as
Stuck up, all they
Yeah.
want is money, and
snooty. I want better than you, or like a millionaire. I like people, man. Even like regular people, man. I know you got money. I know I might not have as much as you, but like, don't feel like you're better than me, because you know what? You can't take it with you, man. You know what I mean? I leave as much to my kids as I can. That's all I want to do. I want to save money. I want to live a happy life, and I want to live my kids with as much shit when I die. So when Dad dies, they're gonna be like, "Oh man, we're good." My grandkids.
you don't want to be too good because
I don't want to be too good. So maybe
all of
I
a sudden
don't-
premature. Wait a minute,
I don't live enough. but-
Menendez brothers.
Yes.
When I die, my kids are going to be like, well, what are we going to do with the last quarter?
Oh, I'm leaving them with so many cats.
Here's
more
my-
pussy than he knew what to do with. All right.
Hey, here's all my rocks and you got to split this $1 bill 3 ways.
Yeah, the winner gets it all.
So, guys, on that note, I think we've before we do anything, we did have a private message, and this goes out to a friend of ours. Cheers.
More, thank you. That's yours.
You guys have been awesome tonight. We've had, you
Most
guys
entertaining. Thank you. We are at 82 followers on Facebook now. I just checked our stats.
82.
82. So we need 18 more to go live, to go mobile live. So you won't always get us here at the garage. You'll get us down doing our ghost hunts, doing our beer crawls, doing our bar crawls, doing crazy shit. But we tried it with the ghost walk, and that's when we learned we couldn't bring you with us. So we want to bring you with us on this. We want you guys to fact check us while we do all sorts of cool shit, man. And we can run polls, we can do votes, man. We're a hundo away.
Dude.
We're 18 away from the
Hang on. I gotta jump in because you got me all excited now, and I meant to tell you, by the way,
your boner hit me. Yeah,
it really did, right in the chin. I hope it did.
Super excited.
So as it turns out, we don't need that 100 for the polls. So this is something you've been really wanting to do. We finally have hit the mark.
I'm gonna hit you in the chin.
We can actually do our polls now. We can get these guys a little more involved. So there are going to be polls coming out. That sounded really weird. Did that not just
after we just hit each other in the chin with our boners?
So that being said, guys, I'm going to spring this on him out of nowhere. It's September.
Last time I checked.
October's next, correct?
That's usually how the calendar year goes.
Halloween month, correct?
I've never had a Halloween outside of October.
Who's ready to join us for a ghost hunt? And how appropriate would it be to go ahead and start setting it up now?
That would be awesome.
Where the fuck are you, Nebraska?
Missouri.
Oh, okay.
Same thing. Same thing.
We have a
Cornfields and
penitentiary.
windmills.
No, we have a penitentiary. It's so funny that you brought that up because there is haunted tours, I guess, at the Missouri State Penitentiary. I passed the sign on the way. I'm headed to St. Louis right now. So I passed the sign, and literally like an hour before I got on with you guys, I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was like, I don't think I would mind going to that. I think it would be interesting. And he's like, really? So yeah, maybe you guys ought to take a road trip, and I'll take a half a road trip, and we ought to go to the penitentiary.
Is that even fair?
Go
There's
on
two
one of
us.
those
Oh, that makes it
penitentiary tours.
that does make it fair. 2 for 1, that makes it half. Yeah, if you do the math.
What's he say?
You were right, and I was wrong.
I'm not even sure.
Are you good? Are you good? Are you good?
No.
I was right. No, I was wrong. You were right. You were right. I was wrong. There has to be a process in hearing it.
Leave the patriarchy out of it. Oh, we got somebody excited. So, guys, we've talked about this multiple times before. We are wanting to do another. You guys have asked for it. We want to do it. Steve's already gearing up because he knows it's coming. And what's really fun is this guy knows other haunted spots. Now, if you want the honest to God truth, I would love someday to say that, our podcast has gone like national. Like we've got the big name sponsors and, they're the ones sending us places. Right now, though, we are having this much fun with you guys.
I have Debbie Moore has been to the Reed's Furnace.
Oh, the furnace.
Yours truly, yes. We have driven the furnace in the winter.
We still have Snyder's Cemetery in Moraine.
Mm-hmm.
And all I got to do is message the owner, and I'm sure she's going to say no. We got Ye Old Oil Boom Saloon, which is very haunted, with pictures from a friend of ours. He's a big ghost fan. We want to make this huge. So for Halloween, if you guys, and yes, this includes you, we want to do a ghost hunt. We'd like everybody, the more people involved, the better. But bear in mind, the more people we have involved, now we're talking, there's always that plausible deniability. Well, you guys had so many people in the group, but I'm thinking like 3 or 4 of us getting together. Everybody's taking pictures. Everybody's got their own, everybody brings in a little something to it. I want to do another ghost hunt. You want to do another ghost hunt?
Not really.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. He
I'm a
Don't
giant
worry, I'll
badge when it comes
protect
to
you.
waking the dead and shit. So.
I'll protect you. Don't be afraid, sweetie.
I'm in because you get her on there with fucking chains and binders.
I'll hold your hand. I'll hold your hand and I'll wear a coat that you can hide your face in. It's okay.
Not with those fucking hands, I don't.
Look at Debbie and falling off on you. You're 6'9". You're not scared.
What's up, Death? I brought the crypt keeper. Get the fuck out of here.
You know what? This weekend I am gonna buy some nails, and I am straight up gonna let you guys see just how freaking creepy. I will stop this truck just to creep you guys out. Yes, I will do that just for you, Steve. I'll scare the hell out of you with these creepy animals. What I need to do is I got a plan. And Bill, you're going to be in on this, but I have a plan now. I am going to scare the shit out of him.
Oh, you're screwed.
Mission accomplished. We're good.
He's wearing a sweatsuit tonight. We can't see the geese flying. I'm gonna have to download the Crypt Keeper laugh now. So on that note, guys, Steve, if you'll pour us our final shot, please. Sis, I am going to implore you to somehow, some way, Wednesday night, make sure you don't have to drive. That way we can actually have you on screen.
Get that trucker
And not looking more like, it looks and sounds both like a radio call.
What time is it?
It's going to start at 7 p.m.
Eastern
time. Wednesday night, we are going to have Hollywood Scream Queen, Victoria DeMar, and musician. Let's not forget that. I've played her songs multiple times. The guys, it's gonna be fun. This girl is an absolute sweetheart. Loves
It's kind of-
people, loves questions. You know, guys, look her up. I tell you what, look her up on Instagram, Facebook, all the social media stuff. You know, look her up, follow her, find her movies.
She's not on Pornhub.
It's no check. I tell you what, if you really want to see what she's got going on, and you know, in my opinion, I love her Batty Boop character. So if you want to get on YouTube and look up Victoria DeMar Batty Boop, just look it up on YouTube. And the guys, the girl's awesome. She really is. Wait, before y'all get off. Oh, wow.
Oh, but wait, there's one.
Hey, by
What's that?
Before y'all get off here, thank you for making my last few hours of work go by at work. Hey, glad we could help out. Thank you for joining us. Glad you had fun.
Thank you.
We've had quite a few people come on here tonight. Like I said, Wednesday night, guys, it's going to be epic. If you enjoyed the last interview, you sure as hell are definitely going to enjoy this interview.
And if you didn't go back and look at our interview, you'll probably find it on YouTube. Probably would be the easiest way. Find us when we had Gary Burke on here, man. It was great. Good time.
We look forward to doing more stuff. And, you know, like I said, she was so cool. She came on, you know, about 2 or 3 weeks ago and joined us on here live as a surprise to everybody. So for all you haters out there that wanted to say, oh, yeah, they've got ulterior motives,
fuck you.
There you go.
Yeah.
This girl is an awesome, absolute gem. Everybody we've had on here has been an absolute gem. Final shot. Sis, would you like to take the first one?
Sure. Definitely. I agree with Bill. Get on here on Wednesday. It's fun to watch him fanboy. Actually,
Even though I was
yes.
the most tame one on there.
I'm going to preamble it. I'm going to preamble it by saying I've had a lot of amazing things happen in the past few days. So always expect the unexpected, guys. When you feel like you're in a dead zone in your life, you know, just out of the blue, something good always happens. Just remember, there's always light out at the end of the tunnel, and there is, you know, always going to be a clearing some way out of the woods. You know, just don't keep going in circles. But I want everybody, I hope everybody had a great day off on this amazing Labor Day. Some of us aren't that lucky, but it's been an easy night. I want everybody to have a great week, great Tuesday, because hopefully you'll be here Wednesday. And just remember to tell your family that you love them, and, you know, have a great day. Have a great night. Have a great day. Put a smile on your face. You may make somebody else's day just by doing that simple gesture. That's my shot.
Very good. All right, I'll fire off the next one. You know, we touched on a few things. Talked about a lot of negative, a lot of positive. Fuck, man, I ain't got much more to say except we're 18 followers away from Facebook to me and young William over here.
He's doing the nose hairs. I'm doing the eyebrows.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, if y'all don't know this, dude, we get 100 on Facebook, dude. We are fucking waxing nose hairs, and then we got another football bet that we're ripping butt hairs.
Oh.
So yeah, but we want to do more things, man. We want to get outside, and we want to bring you guys live with us. And we can only do that. And we are 18 away, 82. We are so thankful for as is. Man, please keep following us, liking us. But yeah, 18, man.
Sharing us.
18, sharing us. Bring us on right now. We're doing Sundays and Wednesdays, man. You guys make us bigger and better, man. But we're only getting better with you guys. And we thank you for that. And let's keep going, man. Make this world better one person at a time.
Dude, I like every time. You know, I don't know how many shows now we've done. That's been your last shot. I love that last statement.
I'm so tired of people being dicks. I'm like, I've had it.
So on that note, yeah, make sure you guys join up. I would be remiss if I didn't go ahead and throw out here. This is kind of his last shot for the night. If you guys are in the Mercer or surrounding county areas, you got a diesel, you own a diesel, you're thinking about buying a diesel, anything that has to do with diesel, Steve's Diesel LLC. You can find him on Facebook, Instagram. I'm sure he's on Snap, all your social medias. The phone number is 724-269-0477. Get on there, check it out, like and share. When you make that phone call, you're going to get the sweetest girl in the world answering. She's going to put you on the phone with somebody that will answer all your diesel questions, put you back on the road. Good friend of ours, Steve's Diesel. If you saw that, just look for that emblem on Facebook. Guys, I am super stoked about Wednesday night. Really excited, but the movie geek in me, as my sister likes to keep pointing out, fanboying, but
he's harder than that.
I am super stoked. You guys have really it's so much fun on here with everybody. More and more people are joining in all across the country. We've had them from Tennessee, Ohio, Kentucky, North Carolina, Kansas. And there's just more to come, honestly. Make sure, just take care of each other, guys. Go out there and live life. Life has too many small pleasures for you not to find something to enjoy out there. It doesn't always have to be the controversy and the crap that you see on YouTube of others, ill will happening to them. Man, enjoy. Let's go Steelers. They're going to destroy the Eagles this year.
For the sake of your butthole hips, huh?
But guys,
can I throw one thing out?
Yes, you can.
I want to give a real quick shout out to. I do know for a fact that a couple of my fellow drivers are watching, listening. They're not. Well, one of them's probably sitting still, but watching and driving. Hey guys, thank you for following. Thank you for your support. Truck it up.
There's the horn.
If you're not trucking, you're fucking.
Cheers to you guys. As
Thank
always,
you.
proper number 12. Guys, it's been fun. Now, as I always say, what we say on here is always just our opinion, but then again,
it just might be the alcohol.
I'll be the designated driver.